Is there audio now? Can you guys hear me? So I'm Vegan Stoner Lady. I'm here at the PSU Farmers Market, hoping to talk to some people about ethics. Everything's on. Huh. Oh. There, is that better, TikTok? I had it muted for some reason. I didn't realize. I think the other one is muted, though. Nope. Okay, so YouTube can hear me. All right. Welcome in, y'all. Vegan Stoner Lady here with Anti-Animal Use. I'm here in Portland, Oregon at the PSU Farmers Market. Gonna hopefully get some good interviews today. But yeah, I have a sign here. It says, doing a social experiment, come talk to me. And on the other side says, should the powerful have the right to oppress the powerless? Yay. Okay, cool. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. While I'm waiting for someone, try to think, if you're not vegan, try to think of your reason why you're not vegan. And I'll ask you in a minute, you can tell me and I'll try to address it. But until then, just make sure you're liking and sharing and, interacting as much as you can. Let's get some peeps in here. I'm hoping the big, bright pink microphone encourages people to come talk to me. Hi, you want to have a conversation? Yeah, I really like coming to the farmer's market. It's just people already thinking outside of themselves. Hi, I'm doing a social experiment. Do you want to participate? Wow, she was trying to tell her kid to respect me and then mid-sentence stopped. Hey. Hey. Doing a social experiment? You want to answer a few questions? Just trying to make my neighborhood a better place. It's nice and cool. Yesterday was too hot. Yeah, so today on TikTok, I'm not bringing people up, but I do appreciate your energy to do so. On Mondays, 9 a.m. PST time, I go live on TikTok, and you're welcome to come up on my panel and ask all the questions you want. You can ask questions here too, I just might not catch them all the time. Hey, what's up, Spooky? Good to see you. What's up? We're just waiting to get somebody here. For those that are not vegan, maybe put in the chat why you're not vegan, and I can address that. Your sexual orientation and your skin color and your religion have nothing to do with your choice in not exploiting others. So the fact that you're so afraid of being all of those categories tells me that you're a very insecure person. I feel sorry for you. I hope you find someone to help you sort that out, because everyone needs that. Everyone needs to have someone help them sort out their confused thoughts. Why would you be? Oh, I didn't mean to send an invitation. Oh, shit. Whoever I sent the invite to, I do not want you coming up. Why would you be vegan? For the animals. So the animals don't get exploited. Hi. Hey, can I ask you a few questions? Man, everybody's in a tunnel today. No one can see you to the side. It's interesting. Hey, you guys want to answer a few questions? Everybody's vegan, I guess. Yeah, so veganism is an ethical stance against the exploitation of sentient beings. I'm vegan because I'm sentient and I don't want to be exploited because I'm alive and care about myself. I soothe myself when I'm suffering. I don't want to feel harm. I want to experience that next positive experience. Other animals are the same, they're the exact same. Fishes, pigs, cows, chickens, they all care about themselves equally. Inherently speaking, we all want to live equally. So, what gives you the justification then to rob someone of that, to take all their future experiences away from them just so you can have 15 minutes of sensory pleasure? Dashing Grandpa, what's up? Good to see you. Yes, so do you think that getting pleasure from using someone justifies exploiting them? I would hope not. If you think plants feel, then you should live vegan because we would breed fewer plants into existence. Wow, that thing's huge. It's like a giant rash. You see it? It's like from her hip to her knee. It's the biggest radish I think I've ever seen. You're speciesist. It's not how you spell it, but I appreciate the attempt. Yeah, so what should you do when you realize that you're using arbitrary traits to justify exploiting someone? Should you keep exploiting them or should you stop? Well, if you love plants, you know that plants are fed to the animals you use, right? So if you're concerned for plant welfare, you would still live vegan. There's a study, which I know most of you will never look up. It's called Reducing Food's Environmental Impacts Through Producers and Consumers. Shows that a plant-based world would actually be greener, have healthier outcomes, and the animals wouldn't be exploited. Hey. I think I'm just going to wait for people to approach me because asking people just puts people on their back foot. Hey. Like if they make eye contact with me, I'll ask them. Hey, you want to participate? Everyone's too scared. Everyone thinks they're right, but no one can defend what they think is right. It's interesting. Yeah. I don't know if I'm even going to give time to the childish comments. We all know that we can thrive on a vegan diet. You just have to figure out how. Go look up the Vegan Daily Dozen. Shows you how to get everything you need on a whole food, plant-based diet. Support any farm you want. I wouldn't say I'm angry right now. I'd say I'm sad that people aren't willing to talk. I wish I could have an honest sign too that just says, tell me why you're not vegan. But they have all these pre-made assumptions of what veganism is. Like, can you imagine being against justice? Can you imagine being against fairness? When you're a non-vegan and you defend being non-vegan, that's what you're defending. Injustice, not being fair. Hi. Doing a social experiment? You want to participate? Takes like 5 minutes. Sounds good. I look forward to it. Yeah. I mean, I get why people are scared. Change is scary. All right. The Illuminator, lay off the cap locks, hey? We get it. You don't need to shout into the abyss. So if you go check out that study I just mentioned, you'll learn that we actually can grow more food for humans with less land. So currently we're using, I actually don't know the number of how many hectares we're using or whatever. But I do know that if we stopped using animals, stop exploiting them, that we would reduce our agricultural land use by 75%. And still, at the same time, feed 10 billion humans. Go look up how many humans exist now. It's not 10. It's closer to between 8 and 9. And we have starving children right now. And you play a big part in that. If you just went vegan, you reduce your resource use greatly. You know, we take all these resources from poorer countries so that we can make these animals that we exploit fatter and tastier to us. And we don't even care who we're hurting. Like, why shouldn't we change that? Isn't that wrong? Hi. I'm doing a social experiment. Oh, I don't exist, I guess. Just looked right over me. People crack me up. Like, he literally looked at me and then pretended like he was looking over my head. It's funny that people go to a market, but they're too scared to interact with people. I can't respect someone that says it's okay to enslave somebody. I won't respect that. You should stop. You should stop right now. What you're doing is wrong. Using others without their consent is immoral, because if you were the victim, you would want it to stop. What's up, Fly? Good to see you. Hey, Trash, are you in here? I saw someone responding to you. Or are you just calling me Trash? Okay, well, if you can't play nice, I can block you. It's that easy. Please don't spam my chat. I'm trying to make a difference here. You know, like, what are you defending? You're here defending abusing somebody for your pleasure. I'm out here saying you're abusing someone. Go pleasure yourself with something else. I don't want anybody to be scared of me. I want them to listen to me. Hi. I think also just in general, the PSU market has gotten a little more wise to us and who we are, and they're just scared. I don't have my little candy bars out. I could be, so I got some, what's it called? Break-free candy. And it's vegan candy bars. They look like Snickers. Maybe I'll grab some here in a second. I really want to grab a conversation. But I'm hoping that if somebody comes on camera, I'll give them a piece of candy. Actually, let me grab it. You know what? I think it's going to motivate people. Put a couple in my pocket. Oh, sorry, guys. Okay. So, yeah, they're called, what are they called? Better Than Theirs. And they are better. They're delicious. So yeah, maybe we can get some people to come talk to me if I give my little chocolate. It does have nuts in it, though. I didn't think about that. I was like, oh, man, people have allergies, and I did not consider allergies. So hopefully no one has allergies. Hi. Do you want to have a conversation? Okay. All right. Appreciate at least being recognized. Hey, you're a person. Hi. Thank you. I like shiny things in my ear. Oh my gosh, this puppy with the big ears. Oh, there's two of them. Oh, yeah. The only thing that makes me sad about seeing dogs that are so cute is that they've been bred that way, and it's just like, God, I'm so sorry what happened to your family and you. Not only was your family essayed, but you were stolen from them. Man, nobody wants to look at me. I think it's because we have a lot of homeless people. And so they think that everyone holding a sign is a homeless person asking for money, which is crazy. We're a pretty liberal corner. We should be taking care of our residents here. Hey. Oh, something just flew into my eye. Oh, it's a piece of tree. Oh. Okay, I think I got it. Gotta sanitize. Oh, rip out your hair. So why aren't you guys vegan? If veganism is just a stance against exploiting others, and you're a sentient being who doesn't want to be exploited, why aren't you giving respect to those that also have the capacity to suffer the way that you demand? Yeah, I don't care if you care about veganism. I want to know why you don't respect animals. Hi, do you want to be interviewed? Do you want to be interviewed? Doing a social experiment?
Sure.
Awesome. I'm live on YouTube and TikTok. Is that okay?
Sure. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. So I'll have you stand in one of these squares facing... Yeah, I'll just stand there. It's perfect. Have your toes pointed at me. Perfect. Awesome. Make sure you're in the shot. My name's Anna. What's yours?
Zach.
Zach, I want to give you a little candy first off for stepping up to talk to me. It does have nuts. Are you allergic to any nuts?
No, but I don't want it. I'll double it and give it to the next person.
Okay. So I just want to ask. I'm asking my neighbors because I want to make this world a better place. Do you think the powerful, someone who has some advantage, should have the right to oppress the powerless?
No, not really. It doesn't really sound like a fair system, does it?
I agree. I'm right there with you. What if the oppressor maybe speaks another language than the oppressed? Does that make it okay?
No, it kind of just makes a lot of things worse. Like, let's say if you're asking me questions in Spanish, but I don't speak Spanish.
Yeah.
That doesn't
Right. It doesn't give me the right to disrespect you.
That also technically means my answers are disingenuous, right?
Say that. I don't know if I understand that.
What I'm saying is that if I'm just kind of like blindly answering your questions, even though I don't understand what the questions are, it technically kind of means my answers are disingenuous.
Oh, your answers are yes. I see. Yes. Well, so what about if the oppressor is another species, like a human to a dog? Do you think that a human should kick a dog for fun, or should we care about the dog's experiences?
You know what? I feel like we should technically care about like a dog's experiences, but like kicking a dog, that's kind of like such a dick move, dude.
Right? It's wrong because that dog can feel that, and they don't deserve that.
Yeah, technically, yeah.
I mean, obviously, in like a self-defense mode, I could see someone making an argument that they need to defend themselves, but in the sense of like an innocent dog, right? Wouldn't be okay, right?
Yeah, it's definitely not okay. Like no human being should kick an animal for no reason.
Right. What if it's my family's tradition, and my grandma, she doesn't get exercise, but she'll get out of the chair to kick a dog. So we go to a shelter in the morning, we adopt a dog, take really good care of him, give him the best loves, belly rubs, everything. Best treats, and then in the afternoon we have a festival where my whole family gets together, even grandma gets out of her chair, and we'll kick the dog around the yard. Do these benefits outweigh the dog's experiences?
You know, as for traditions, I kind of feel like there's some certain history that really should be looked into to ask ourselves, how did this become tradition?
Yeah. Do you think that my family should continue that tradition, or should we maybe reflect and stop?
Then y'all should definitely reflect. Like no offense to any tradition, but it's just
it's more to make a point that it's not that culture is bad, it's just that culture doesn't remove immorality from an action, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So then this is where it gets a little tricky. What about when you think about the animals that we use for like food, clothing, entertainment, like the circus or the zoo, or maybe vivisection where we test on them for cosmetics, shampoos and soaps? Do you think that we're the powerful in that situation oppressing the powerless?
Oof. Yeah, that is a really complicated question. While there are some certain experiences that may have like saved lives, ultimately I kind of feel like while at the end of the day experimentation is technically necessary, I kind of feel like that doesn't mean we shouldn't treat the animals to make sure that they are able to recover from the experiment, right?
If we, oh, say, maybe I misunderstood. Say the last bit again.
Like, even if like we're experimenting animals for like the sake of like improving our lives,
Yeah.
does that still mean that we shouldn't treat their like we shouldn't treat them if the experiments went horribly wrong?
Well, so what they do, whether the experiment goes right or wrong, they still take the life of the animal because they usually cut them open to look inside of them. So I would say that it's very unfair. I personally would never want that done to me. So why do you think it might be fair to do to another animal?
If I'm being honest, I honestly don't really think it is really fair to do it to another animal.
I agree. I can see benefits coming from it, but if you look at our history, oppressors always oppress vulnerable individuals to get benefits. So the oppressor is always going to get benefits when they use somebody. Do you think that? Do you think that if somebody has the capacity to suffer, and we don't need to use them, or we can go without the whatever we're looking for, the more moral option is to not use them?
Yeah, I guess so. Like, yeah, I kind of feel like their happiness and their like peace.
Yeah, just because they're an individual like us, right? We just want to experience the next positive experience. Yeah. Okay. Well, I really appreciate your time. Can I give you a card?
A card?
Yeah, it just gives you some resources. I have just like two last questions for you. So on the back side here is a documentary. I encourage everybody to watch it. It's called Dominion. You can look it up on YouTube. It's free.
Dominion.
Yeah, Dominion 2018.
Wait a second. Is that the documentary that documents the horrific abuse of animals?
It's not horrific abuse. I mean, I would label it as abuse, but it's standard practice. It's literally what's inherent behind those activities.
Oh yeah, you know, I actually think I've heard about this movie, but I never really watched it. If I'm being honest, I kind of forgot about it until you mentioned it.
Yeah.
But like,
okay.
you know what? Now that I think about it, I think I really should watch it.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate you being honest about that. Can I ask you one last hard question?
Go ahead.
Would you be willing to not purchase any more animal products until you watch that? Just so that you don't create any more victims until you understand what it is you're a part of. Would you be willing to do that?
I'd be willing to participate.
Oh my gosh, you're amazing. What was your name?
Zach?
Zach, I'm Anna. Thank you so much for that. If you want to rewatch this live, it's actually, if you follow that card, you can find us and you can rewatch it. So
Right.
I appreciate you, Zach. That was amazing. Do you want the candy?
No, thank you. You can
Okay.
keep it.
All right. Well, you have a good rest of your day. Enjoy the market.
You too.
Yeah, thank you for stopping. Oh, I appreciate honest people. That was amazing. Yeah, very, very respectful and open-minded too. That's what I usually find around in Portland, especially the market. People are open-minded. They're already thinking outside of themselves. And there's a college here, so people are learning. They're becoming more educated. So there's a good mix of people. How are y'all doing? Thank you for the hearts. I appreciate it. Keep tapping, tap, 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 tap. I know that sucks, but please just get some more people in here, and I appreciate your guys' efforts so much. I wish I could push a little candy bar through the screen for you. I don't know why he didn't take the candy. This is like a Snickers bar. And it's even got all the nutrition information on the back. Like, there's nothing hidden. So veganism isn't about health. That's more of like a plant-based diet. Yeah, you can get all that vegan. Get vegan pizza, vegan pepperoni cheese pizza. We get all vegan versions of those. So, yes, exactly, Springer. What's up? Good to see you. Don't take candy from strangers. Yeah, maybe that's what it was. That's fine. I was just trying to create like an incentive. So this isn't Snickers. These are called Better Than Theirs. These are vegan, the vegan version. They're really good. They taste just like Snickers. Oh, thank you. I appreciate the rose. Green hearts too. I love green hearts. Awesome. Well, let's see if we can get another conversation. While we're in here, hey, what's up, Vessel? Good to see you. If you guys could, tell me if you're vegan or not vegan. Put a 1 in the chat if you're vegan. Put a 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan. And put a 3 in the chat if you're anti-vegan. We didn't want it because it was vegan. I mean, you can't tell, honestly. If anything, this candy bar is maybe a little more rich. Hey. Oh, wow. Someone is aggressively a 3. Yes, we get it. Thank you, Motocross, for letting us know what you're thinking. All right, calm down. We get it. You're getting a little too excited. Plants do not have feelings. Okay, we've got a lot more vegans in the YouTube. So for those that put a 2, and if you put a 3, that's fine. You can answer 2. But those that put a 2, tell me why you're not vegan. Maybe I can address it. Couldn't handle aggressive. Okay, that's fine that you think that. I don't care. Do animals deserve moral consideration? That's a good question, Daniel. Does someone who has the capacity to suffer, that has this want to have the next positive experience, deserve to be respected? Hi, I'm doing interviews. You want to be interviewed? Okay. Hi, I love your corset. That's cute. So many people wearing cute outfits today. Even the casual outfits look nice. Yeah, exactly. Animal exploitation is wrong. It's never fair. It's never fair for the one being exploited. The oppressor will always gain benefits. Hey, what's up, Vegan Heretic? Good to see you. Oh, okay. So maybe me just handing it to him isn't good. We don't have a table or a bowl. So I don't know. Hi, you want to participate?
Sure.
I'm live on YouTube and TikTok. Is that okay? Awesome. Okay, I'll put this here. And if you feel uncomfortable, you're welcome to just walk away. I'll have you stand right there in that square there. Awesome. Do you want to be in the shot too, or you just want to stand outside? Okay. My name's Anna. What's yours?
I'm Clara.
Clara, lovely to meet you. What brings you guys out here today?
We're seeing the national parks around here.
Oh, I love it. Oh, the parks are gorgeous around here. You came to the right place. I don't know if you guys want this. I'm trying to incentivize people to come on camera. Do you want a little candy bar?
It's okay, but thank you.
Okay. They're all vegan. There's nothing. You want one?
Yeah.
I know, right? I know. These are delicious. That's right. You can check it out later and decide if you want to eat it. So anyway, I'll get to it. Do you think the powerful should have the right to oppress the powerless? By powerful, I mean someone who has some advantage. Maybe they're really muscularly strong, or maybe they're really smart. Do you think that those differences, those traits, justify misusing someone who doesn't have those traits?
Well, if it's misusing it, then yes, they shouldn't have it. But I guess
oppression means prolonged cruel treatment.
Prolonged cruel treatment.
Yeah,
Then
unfair.
I think they should have some control, but not so much as it oppresses them.
I wouldn't deny that there's power in the world, but more like someone who has power shouldn't abuse it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. I agree. What about if the one that has the power, the oppressor, what if they speak another language? Does that make the oppression acceptable?
I mean, I don't see the difference.
Right, exactly. I agree. It sounds redundant.
Yeah.
So bear with me. What if the oppressor was another species, like a human to a dog? Do you think that a human has the right to do what they want to a dog? Maybe I want to kick the dog for exercise and entertainment. Would that be moral?
I think you shouldn't kick the dog, but just treat it well, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. They have experiences, right? They feel, and that matters, right? What if it's my family's tradition, gets my grandma out of her chair, and we adopt them from a shelter? We give them a great life, and then in the evening we have a festival. Grandma gets out of her chair, and we kick the dog around the yard. This is a hypothetical. It's not real, just to be clear.
I mean, depending on your culture, I guess it's different.
If I was doing this, my family was doing this, would you find it moral?
I personally don't, but
I wouldn't either.
If it's your culture, I guess it depends. Yeah.
Do you think that something being cultural removes the immorality from an action?
I'm not sure.
I'll give you another example. America has some dark history, right? Some of our culture was to enslave beings that didn't look the same. Do you think that because it was cultural, that made it acceptable?
No.
Yeah, well, I agree. What was wrong with human slavery?
Well, first of all, there's I don't think there's anything logical about it. Like, there's no human being is lesser than any other. So
I
this didn't
agree.
make sense.
I agree. I would say that what matters between us is our sentience, right? The fact that there's an individual inside of us that's experiencing life, and we just want to have that next positive experience, regardless of our intelligence or who we're related to or what we look like, right? Yeah. So when it comes to the animals that we use for like food, clothing, entertainment, like the circus or the zoo, or maybe vivisection, like when we test on them for shampoos and soaps, would you agree that we're the powerful oppressing the powerless in that situation?
Yes, but also like we need some things to survive, but there should be like limits on how much we exert that power.
What do you think we need from animals that might justify what we do?
What do you mean?
Is there anything that we can't get from other sources that justifies us enslaving and exploiting other animals for resource?
I mean, we should. I mean, if we need food and that's how people make money, maybe it's okay. But if you're treating them like horribly, then I guess it should be
I guess for you specifically, what do you need from animals?
food,
What do you need in the food?
nutrients. Like,
Is there any specific nutrient you can think of that you can't? So protein comes from plants. It's actually where the animals get it from. So they've actually done studies on this that we found we don't need anything from animals. Everything that we get from animals we can find in other sources, especially in this corner of the world. Actually, Portland is a really nice place. We have 2 fully vegan grocery stores, and you can get everything you needed right here in this market if you needed to. Would you agree that if someone has the capacity to suffer, that they deserve moral consideration?
I think they do deserve moral consideration, but I think meat is also like it's healthy for you, and I think it's like kind of a natural way to get food, in my opinion.
So if something is natural, does that remove the immorality of doing something? Because there are other things in nature that we would say are not moral, like raping someone. I'm using a sensitive word because we're online, but that's normal in nature because it keeps up biodiversity, but we wouldn't call it moral, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So just because eating someone out in the wild is normal, it's not moral. Does that make sense? Yeah. What if you were the victim and someone was oppressing you? What would you want your oppressor to do? Keep using you or try to find an alternative?
I mean, I would want them to find an alternative, but I think logically, I guess it kind of would make sense why they would want to, like as for the same reason why sometimes we might want.
But wouldn't you demand your freedom and autonomy?
In some cases, yes, but I think.
When would you ever accept slavery?
But if I was like an animal, I don't know. It seems different.
So just because you lose intelligence doesn't mean you deserve fewer rights. Just because someone's not aware of what's around them doesn't mean we disrespect them, right? Yeah. So when it comes to other animals, what is that trait that separates us from them that justifies doing this to them?
I don't know. I haven't
Okay.
thought
Well,
about
I
it.
appreciate you thinking about it. Can I give you a card?
Oh, sure.
Awesome. Okay, so on this, I'm encouraging everybody, if you guys would be willing to do this with her, there's a documentary called Dominion. It's free on YouTube. Look up Dominion 2018. It just shows you standard practice. It's not supposed to be the worst of the worst. It's so you're an informed consumer. So when you walk in those stores, you know what it is you're demanding. And when you do demand that, you are sending that next individual to replace what you've purchased, okay?
Thank you so
I appreciate
much.
it. What was your name again?
Clara.
Clara, I really appreciate you talking. Thank you so much.
It's nice to
And
meet you.
You have a good rest of your day.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Did you guys want a candy?
No, we got one.
Okay. All right, you guys have a good day. Hey, Luke, what's up? Do you want to say hi?
Yeah. Hello, everyone. I'm Luke. Good to see you all. How's it going?
Good. We've had 2 conversations already. So, yeah, it's been going well.
Is it just you?
Yep, just me.
Oh, I thought there were going to be more people.
Nick and Rebecca are going to be here between 9:30 and 10, I guess. So,
Okay.
I don't know where Cooper and Elvin are. I thought they were coming, but yeah, it's just been me.
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's actually been pretty good. The audience is okay.
Hey, Daniel.
I just haven't been reading the immature comments, and it's been a little bit nicer.
Yeah. What's
Yeah.
up, everyone?
Oh, and I brought candy. I know you can't have these, but you have, because I was stupid and didn't plan for everybody. You get a whole bag of those.
Oh, thank you.
Just to make, I felt so terrible. I'm like, because I don't want to do it where like I get you a specific thing. I want to do it where we all get the same thing. So I'm sorry about that. But
That's
I thought
okay.
maybe if I get a whole bag, it'll make up for it this time.
Yeah.
But if you want, you can give these away. No one has taken one yet. They're basically like Snickers.
Okay. Sure.
So I don't know if you want a couple. Just grab them out of the bag. They're just in there. Oops. There's candy bars. So like I said, they all have nuts in them, but I feel like shit
It's okay.
getting nut bars. Oh, look at therapy. Anyway. How are you?
Good. Tired.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did you get some rest?
Yeah, a little bit. I was like debating not coming at all because I was gonna sleep in, but then I'm like,
That's
I
okay.
don't.
That's okay if you do that. Don't feel bad. Do you want me to take the mic?
Sure.
Awesome. I mean, you can like warm up if you want before you jump out there because I also didn't get a lot of sleep last night. I think I was up until probably 1. So, yeah, if you want, you can put them just right next to my bag until you leave. That way you don't get lost or whatever. Awesome. I appreciate you being here, Luke. Yeah. Awesome. Well, it's whatever you want to do. I feel weird now, like I made it weird. You can talk to the chat too if you want. Whatever you want to do. Okay. What rhymes with snicker? Kicker? Flicker? I don't know. What rhymes with snicker? What's on the card? Oh. It's a good question. A lot of good stuff. Oh, the cards are right there too, if you need. Oh, good. Hey. So on the cards, I have a lot of good things actually. I've listed Dominion, the documentary to go look up, nutritionfacts.org, which has the vegan Dailey Dozen, and then on the bottom is 10weeks.org, which, oh shoot, I gotta change that because it'll be animaljustice21.org. And then below that is Food Not Bombs. I don't know if you guys have all ever heard of that. It's hard to point out when I'm holding so many different things. Right here. I know it's backwards, but. And then our website, antianimaluse.org. On the back side is the vegan Dailey Dozen with all the little check boxes. You can find that on nutritionfacts.org. And then below that is the little QR code to watch Dominion. You can find it free on YouTube. Cool. I know it's not really focusing very well. So that's what's on the card that we hand out. And animaljustice21.org is on there. Please go check it out if you're not vegan. It's just a great place to reflect on the ethical reasons of why to go vegan. I have to do my reflection today. I haven't been doing it every day, and I missed today, so I gotta catch up. Well, you can't catch up. You can just do one day at a time, but still, gotta get back on track. Hi. Hey, I'm doing a social experiment. You want to participate? All right. You guys seem like you'd be great to interview, though. Seriously, though, like, I feel like a lot of, like, real Portlanders are the best people to talk to. Oh, okay. The candy is like a Snickers bar. We have some other ones too. It's like a moon bar, I think, or something like that. But I can't remember what it's like. Space bar is what it's called. Most of them are Snickers, though. I got some other ones just in case people had preferences. Hi. Want to do a social experiment?
No, thank you.
Takes like 5 minutes. No worries. No worries. Oh my gosh, all the delicious foods. There's so many things here at the market that you just can't help but want. So many fruits. Hi. I'm doing a social experiment. You want to participate?
No, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's all right. No worries. No worries. So it's not about taste, but just pleasure justify using someone or exploiting someone. No, right? Like you wouldn't tolerate that. Someone said, I just really enjoy using you. That wouldn't be fair. Hi. Yeah, it was kind of quiet like this for a while, but then I got 2 people, so. I'm really appreciative that it's not really hot. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's right. You were gone. Oh, wow. Yeah, I bet. It's more of a dry heat, though, right? It's a little more tolerable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Still hot.
Still really hot? Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a fan of being hot. I like cold weather because I can layer up. But I'm finding myself liking the sun more because people talk more when it's sunny. I don't know how to get more people over, you guys. Help us out. Help us get people in here. Be ethical first. The homeless, the orphans, the poor. Stop your social experiment to influence like minds like you. In humility and humbleness to importance of humanity. I don't think you know what you just said, Oracle. I think you just said a bunch of blah blah words to make yourself feel better. This is called lip service. What I'm doing is actually doing something. What are you doing? You're literally telling me to shut up. Like, that only benefits you, the oppressor. Of course you want me to hush. You're the oppressor. You want me to tell you that it's okay that you oppress somebody. You want me to pat you on the back, but I'm not going to give it to you. You should stop. If you're continuing to use animals knowing that they don't want to be used, you're an oppressor. You're a bad person. Hey, what's up? How you doing? Did you dye your hair?
No.
Oh, it just looks different.
Yeah, it's grown out more now.
Gotcha. It's good to see you, Josh. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Oh, you were doing, the last time I saw you, you were doing the Mario game. How'd you do?
Oh, did not do well.
Didn't do well? I could hear the crowd cheering last time or whatever. It's pretty
It
loud.
was a while. It feels like a long time ago.
Yeah, it was quite a while ago, yeah.
Doing summer classes now. Pretty good.
Nice. Right on,
Yeah.
right on. How close are you to finishing?
Oh, I got like 3 years left.
Oh, okay.
So,
You still
yeah.
got, well, you're hacking away at it, so
Yeah.
good job. Right on.
I got 2 years left of bachelor's and then a year left of master's. So
Oh, damn.
that's the current
got
trajectory, right?
You got this then. That's closer than I thought. Yeah.
You
That's
guys got
awesome.
some good conversations yet today, or?
Yeah, actually, I've had 2
Oh,
already.
nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, and then I had a bunch yesterday, which I wasn't expecting. So.
You got a new poster. That's like an alien one.
Yes, same person. So these are made by. She's called the Radical Vegan. She's over in Germany. And
Germany? I'm actually going to Germany, so-
you should check out the Radical Vegan or even the Militant Vegan. They're very active over there.
Where are they? Like Berlin?
I think so. I think Berlin. You guys know where the Radical Vegan is? Someone put it in the chat. Yeah, I think she's in Berlin. I'm not 100%. But she also has these on her website, Write Loud Vegan. So if you wanted your own, you could download them and print them on whatever you want.
I don't know. I don't know. The activism makes me nervous.
That's okay.
You're a trooper out here for.
You're awesome. I heard you do activism. You're natural.
Yeah, I went to Trader Joe's and did the like anti-eggs, or not Trader Joe's, Fred Meyer, because they
Yeah.
promised to end
Go
it.
cage free.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really appreciate people being out there to do those pressure campaigns for sure.
Yeah, I wanted to go to the one they had the rage against the something. It's more of like a rage kind of animal activism, but I was pretty
I didn't
sick.
see
so
that. I
yeah,
saw
they-
the fur campaign. against
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Amazon, but I
It was like last weekend, right, or 2 weekends ago?
Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to go to that. Did you go?
No, I didn't go, but a couple of people from my team were there.
Cool.
Yeah, so we're trying to. I mean, some of the people that are already going there were already part of the rats, but we're trying to
Rats,
have our group go out there and participate with them as well. So we just changed our pattern to be every other week so that we have more time to do activism in other groups.
Okay, yeah.
Well, I'll let you go, Josh. I didn't mean to hold you, but it
Yeah.
was just good seeing you.
Good to see you.
Yeah, you have a good rest of your day. I don't know if you guys remember Josh. He's done activism with us before. Back in the earlier days when we were like a little further down. Hi. That looks cozy. Hi. You guys want to talk? Share your opinion on live? Okay. No immigrant vegans? Of course there's immigrant vegans. Immigrant just means someone moving to another place. Why would there not be a vegan that does that? I secure eggs from a farm where the chickens are pets and never butchered. That doesn't matter. They buy those chickens because they lay eggs. That is the exploitation. When you birth someone into existence with a handicap so that they will never be independent and they'll forever be dependent on you, is that fair to do that to somebody on purpose? No. They're not a pet. They're an exploitation or a means of exploitation. Even backyard chickens. If you really cared about those chickens, you would reduce their egg laying. Hi. You would give them birth control. You would do things with the lights so that they reduce their egg laying. You would, care for them, take care of them. Hi. When you learn about birds, you actually learn that a lot of them laying eggs is very detrimental. It's just like humans having pregnancies. It's not good for your body. Hi, we're doing a social experiment. You want to participate? I love your hair color. I don't know who you're talking to, Z. I didn't say anything about God.
Yeah, that's fine. You would have it on or off camera. Okay.
I mean, what does it matter what my complexion is? Listen to my words, right? You can look into what I'm saying regardless of what I look like. Veganism is an ethical stance against the exploitation of emotional feeling beings. Well, what makes it morally right to stick sharp objects into somebody when you didn't need to? Yeah, that doesn't. Hi, do you want to be interviewed?
Not really.
Oh, okay.
I just wanted a video on this.
Oh, perfect. I like the fuck chickens. Do you mean two? That's gross. That is definitely exploitation. No, it's a real microphone. It's just I have two microphones because I have two phones. I have one on TikTok and one on YouTube. And it's because of you guys I was able to do that. I was able to get that microphone so that we could talk. Hi. Maybe if I turn this way, we'll get somebody. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really want to buy any more electronics just because it's such a headache to research them. And I try to get refurbished when I can. A wand, a magical wand. Yeah, I tried to give out vegan food, like these little candy bars, and nobody wants them. They don't even know they're vegan. They just don't take them.
I have a card here and it has
Instead of doing my work. This is my work. I'm doing it right now. Hi. Hi. I'm doing interviews. You guys want to be interviewed? Okay. It's so funny, too, because if you meet a Portlander, I guarantee they're opinionated. Hi. Doing interviews. You want to be interviewed? Hi. Everybody here definitely wants to share their thoughts, but they're too afraid to be on the camera. Hi. Hey. Yeah. How was it? Yeah, good, right on.
We're open to it. Yeah.
Oh.
Here, I'll go to the chat. So yeah, I had a quick conversation, and they were really open to the concept of veganism. They agreed that it's like that we shouldn't exploit animals. The only thing holding them back was the effort to make the change. So I gave them a card and the resources to help them transition and
Sometimes it's all
become
it is.
vegan.
It's just
Yeah.
that they didn't know where the resources were.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to keep going or
I don't know.
whatever you want to do. I just don't want to take it from you if you want to keep on the camera.
Oh, that's okay.
Okay, all right. How do you transition to veganism? Go to antianimaluse.org, click on Go Vegan. Go check out those resources. You could also go to animaljustice21.org and sign up for the ethical challenge. Hi. You want to do it? It's 5 minutes. Oh. Maybe I'll do this side since Luke has the other side. We'll mix it up. I was showing the question side, which is fine. I'm gonna flip it over, see if that does anything. Yeah, I do find every time we go to a new location, we get conversations almost immediately. In places we've gone to over and over again, people don't talk to us anymore. Oh. I don't know what to say when people say that, because it's like, I mean, it's kind of a politic, but it's not. Because politics is just, us arguing about stuff. So I guess it is politics that we want animals to have rights. I don't know. When someone says they don't like politics, it just tells me that the rich have won because they've made it a crazy system that you're not going to pay attention to, and now they can do what they want. So being disillusioned really hurts yourself and helps the ones in power. I mean, it is because it's politics, right, to stand up for even LGBTQ rights, women's rights, trans rights, right? This is all technically political now. Hi. Ooh, I love the frog. So cute. She's got a little frog on her hat. No, I don't want to do co-hosts. I don't know what that was. Hi. Well, we got curious eyes. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I mean, I do agree that it shouldn't have anything to do with politics. It depends on what we mean by politics. Are we talking about the relationships between politicians, or are we talking about the topics that are always talked about in politics? Because I think people do mix those up. So we're out here in Portland, Oregon at the PSU Farmers Market. We're hoping to make this world just a more fair place for everybody. Regardless of our differences. What matters is what's the same in us, that we're all sentient. We care about ourselves. So she said she wants to save animals but has no problem boarding babies. Where are your morals? What makes you think that I get abortions? Like, the thing is, you guys are going on about a topic that has nothing to do with veganism, and it's like you're literally just spinning your wheels. I'm here talking about something you actually do, and then you go off on a topic that I don't even do. Like, it just doesn't even make sense. You guys are like on the moon when I'm trying to pull you down to earth. So veganism is literally saying, I don't want to demand someone else's exploitation. Exploitation means to use someone unfairly for your benefit. If you were the victim of exploitation, wouldn't you want your oppressors to stop? Right now, you're the oppressor. Why are you not giving that same respect to other beings that you're oppressing? John, lay off the cap locks, right? You're screaming at us. We don't need that. Thank you. I love that there are so many triggered non-vegans in there that are crying in cap locks. It's really good. It shows that you're wrong. You have no argument against veganism, and you just feel so guilty, so you're throwing a tantrum. And it's really sad that you don't know how to deal with your emotions. Animals are someone, not something. Hey, Spooky, I love the heart. Thank you. Good to see you over here on TikTok now. Make sure you're tapping and liking. We're in Portland, Oregon at the PSU Farmers Market, hoping to talk to some people about ethics and morals. Hi. Oh, you know what I just realized? I don't have my sign that says live. Maybe I should do that. It's over here. There it is. Totally forgot about it. Got a sign that says live. There we go. Cool. Now we're official. I don't know where that is. Ketchicon? Where's that? I might. I do usually clip up the conversations, but I don't clip them up in a way that makes them look bad. I clip them up that summarizes the conversation for the shorts. Otherwise, I put the whole conversation uncut in our videos. So yeah, you can sometimes find some of the conversations in the video section of our YouTube. Do animals have moral agency or moral responsibility? I don't know if they have moral responsibility unless they do understand something. Do animals have moral agency? I think they do in their own moral system. I don't think they understand human morals, though. Just because we can't communicate with them. But they might have their own version. Huh? Doing a social experiment? You want to participate? Okay. Can I expand on what? The moral agency? What else do you need? I don't have evidence. I know that animals are sentient. Do you want evidence of that? It doesn't matter if they're moral agents. We have humans that are not moral agents, and we don't exploit them. So moral agency is not the difference between other animals and us that justifies exploitation. You're literally saying it's intelligence. Understanding something is what gives you rights, and that doesn't make sense. This isn't an exercise. This is us literally trying to reach our neighbors and talk about ethics so we can have a safer, more fair world for everybody. It doesn't matter if animals have moral agency. Humans innately have moral agency. No, they don't. Not all humans. I've seen humans that literally do nothing but stay curled up in a ball and want to be comfortable. Those humans exist, and for you to deny they exist is sad and sick. They literally care about themselves. They're still sentient, even though they may have low cognition. That's all that matters is sentience, not sapience. Again, it doesn't matter what other moral patients do. You know what's right and wrong. You know there's consequences to your actions. You know that someone might be hurt. And if you continue to do those actions regardless of someone's experiences, then you need to be held accountable for your actions. You don't need to eat soy or quinoa. You can eat seitan. You can eat pea protein. There's so many other options. The point is you have to not want to exploit animals, but it sounds like you're just looking for a loophole. Yeah, cheap, lazy vegan. Really good recipes. Love it, Vegan Heretic. Exactly. Yep, exactly. Her recipes are fantastic. Also like Derek Seriano. He's also really good. Yeah, seitan is the protein from wheat. You can literally buy a bag of flour and fill it with water and stir it and wash out the protein, get off the starch, and then you have seitan. Yeah, veganism is an ethical stance against the exploitation of other sentient beings. Vegetarianism is a diet of not eating someone's flesh. That's it. No non-processed. What does it matter? We have everything we need right now. If you have an alternative or you can go without, isn't exploiting someone the immoral choice? If you were the victim, would you want to be used anyway when your oppressor has an alternative? Who cares if it's processed? Soy is delicious. Hi. Doing an interview. You want to be interviewed? Okay. Good tight. Oh my gosh, nobody? Hi. We're doing a social experiment. You guys want to participate? Okay. Hey, can I ask you a few questions?
We're on a schedule, but
Okay. All right. Liar. A schedule at the PSU farmers market where you're casually walking around? Don't believe it. I don't believe it. Hi. Hey, Colorado. Good to see you. Thank you for the hearts. You guys don't need to donate anything here on TikTok. We'll never take it off of there because we're a group and it's hard to split money among a group. So I'm rude for no reason. Okay. I'm just saying, like, all your excuses don't matter. We have humans that aren't up to par with the average and we still respect them. And we didn't always. So it's not because we care about our species. It's because we realize that there's an individual in there that cares about themselves. Hi. Man, hard. Well, there's like, I got way more than this when I was at the park in Vancouver. There's so many people here. They're just wising up to us, I think.
You want to switch out?
Sure.
I'll talk to the chat.
Yeah. Or, yeah.
You can sit there.
I don't know. It's up to you if you want to hold this or not. I keep holding it because
yeah.
it just... You don't have to. I was
Okay.
just saying you can't ignore it.
Okay. Hello. Can you see the whole sign? Here, there's two. I'll show you the sign. This is, this says, I'm doing a social experiment, come talk to me. And then the other side says, should the powerful have the right to oppress the powerless? Talk to me. It's probably backwards on your screen, but that's what it says. It's a college campus, but it's also just a farmer's market.
Conversation down.
Thank you. The topic is animal exploitation. We're here to have conversations with people about not exploiting animals and being vegan instead. Are hairbrushes made from animals? Is that why you didn't use one? No, they're not. Not usually. What aren't animals included on the poster graphic? We have some different posters. Some have animals on them, some don't. This one's just a general topic to get people to have a conversation. My favorite animal is snakes. George's board said thoughts on ethical farming. I think plant farming is the only ethical farming because any farming of animals is, by definition, animal exploitation. Gator said, God gave us animals and plants to eat. God also, in the Garden of Eden, gave us all the plants to eat, and that was when it was a perfect world, and he gave us only plants to eat, and animals weren't being exploited. Hello. You got it.
Okay, cool. Awesome.
You wanna be on camera? You sure? I gotta watch camera.
No worries. All right.
But no talking.
Okay, that's okay. That's okay.
I can talk.
Yeah. All right, so I'll have you just step a little bit closer, just kind of like in that box area.
You like
Beautiful.
Hi, say
All right, so my name's Anna. What's yours?
Rondalee.
Rondalee. And do you want to say your name?
Amalia.
Amalia?
Yeah,
Amalia.
Amalia.
Oh, such a beautiful name. All right, so I'll ask you, we're talking about the powerful versus the powerless. Do you think if someone has an advantage, maybe they're really strong or maybe they're really smart, does that give them the right to mistreat someone who doesn't have that?
The right means like, is it okay if just because you're smarter or stronger, you can be a bully?
No.
No.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I agree. What if the bully is able to speak a different language than the one they're bullying? Does that make it okay?
No.
No, I agree.
agree.
Okay, so this is where it might get a little more tricky. What about if the bully is human and the one being bullied is like a dog? Does that make it okay?
No.
I agree.
No.
I agree. Good answers. Good answers.
What if it's a cat?
No.
No.
She gets bullied by our cat, but
Oh yeah,
Not
sometimes
really
they can be
bullied.
bullies, right? Yeah.
they're siblings, basically.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. What about if they were not a cat but a cow? Does that make it okay?
No.
I
You
agree.
remember Ferdinand?
Oh, yeah.
Was it okay when they were trying to bully his dad? And
No.
no.
No. So when it comes to the animals that we use for like food, clothing, or entertainment, like the circus or the zoo, would you agree that we're the powerful and those animals are vulnerable to us?
Vulnerable means like
Yeah, it was a big
we
word.
can hurt them.
Yeah.
And is it okay if we hurt animals just because they can't defend themselves?
Right,
What about if we
exactly.
put them in the zoo and they're like, my family's at home? Is that okay?
No.
Oh, you guys have such beautiful answers. Are you vegan?
We're not vegan,
Oh
but
my
we try to be mindful with how we eat.
Yeah, you're very
Vegan
knowledgeable.
is like Reina and Aldo, who don't eat anything that comes from animals.
So it comes from this ethical position. I have strong feelings to not want to demand someone else be treated unfairly
Yeah.
because I don't want to be treated unfairly.
Does that sound
Does
right?
does that make sense? So I treat others with the same respect that I want. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think that someone being a different species means they deserve less respect?
No.
Yeah, I agree. So do you guys think there's anything holding you back from being vegan?
Yeah, it's mostly that she has a lot of food preferences because she's neurodivergent.
Uh-huh.
So it's mostly around that.
Okay.
And just like the cost and
Sure.
yeah, it's just harder. And
I-
then
I have some-
we're also like from our culture, it's like there's a lot of traditional foods. I think if I had the time to research like alternatives, I would probably consider it.
I was going to say, it may be easier
on
than
my
you think. Can I give you a card? It might make it easier. Awesome. So on this card is a lot of information, so take your time looking over it. On the back side is just a checklist on how to get everything you need from a whole food plant-based diet. Yes.
But you like some of these, like you like beans,
Yeah.
you like corn,
Yeah.
exercise,
Yeah.
berries. You were just eating a bunch of berries.
Oh, yeah.
And you like to pick all our greens and carrots from our garden.
Yes.
Yummy.
And you can find more explanation on what those mean. This means like spinach or
Yeah.
like leafy greens, and this means, like you say, like
Kale.
carrots and
Yeah, that's cool.
kale would be more like a
What about
cruciferous.
protein? Like just beans?
Yeah, it'd be your beans, but there's other categories that fit under the beans. You
Yeah.
could do seitan, which is
Okay.
the protein from wheat. You
Yeah.
could do soy. Soy is my favorite, but I know
Right.
some people are.
Farro.
Yeah.
We love
Say again.
farro. We love farro.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's a great thing too. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
grain.
It's
As
like
long
a
as
grain, right?
if you mix a grain with a legume, you actually get that complete protein.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it's really simple too. And we actually have 2 fully vegan grocery stores around here. We have
Oh, really?
Food Fight and can't remember what the other one's called off the top of my head. But we have 2 of them. You can look them up. Anyway, I'm getting off topic.
No, I appreciate all the info.
Yeah, I know. You just seem like such an open person. I'm like, let me give you info.
Yeah, no, it's mostly that. It's like it feels so overwhelming to change
Yeah,
that I don't know where to start.
absolutely. That's why I like having that card with that checklist.
I appreciate it.
But
I put it in my back pocket.
If you go onto our website, you can find even more resources and other vegan activists that you can learn from.
Yeah.
If you just go to the website and click Go Vegan, you'll see. But I want to ask you 2 last hard questions,
Okay.
and then I'll let you go.
Yeah.
Would you be willing to watch the documentary that's on that card? It's called Dominion. It's on the backside.
I think maybe I've seen it. Is it where they show like the animals in the cages and?
I mean, it shows some animals in cages. This is specifically about standard practice, not
Okay.
about like there's abuses. It's
Right,
more
right.
like this
Even
has
the
to
standard
happen.
is-
exactly
yeah,
like this
okay.
is just what has to happen.
Yeah.
And I encourage everyone regardless of what you're going to
Yeah.
do, to be aware of what it is
I
you're
mean,
demanding.
for me, it's like even if you don't care about the animals, the world's on fire, so we might as well change.
Yeah.
Before-
And there's actually a study on that called "Reducing Food's Environmental Impacts Through Producers and Consumers." That's a mouthful, but and if I'll get on the card, you can find this live again. So if you want to look up that study, but they found that we can feed the world and have a greener planet at the same time. We could feed 10 billion humans and rewild the land equivalency of America and Brazil combined.
Well, and even in ancient practices, we used to eat less meat. It was more like
Yeah.
ceremonial or like a party or wedding.
Yep. Well, and I think because people back in the day were a little closer to animals, they even did it more rare because they saw that connection that there's someone there. We
Right.
shouldn't do this unless we have to.
Right. Would you eat Snoopy? Our cat. Our cat's named Snoopy.
Oh,
We wouldn't eat Snoopy, huh?
exactly. So I just want to be clear. When you go into that store, if you even pick up one of those packages, that's demanding the next Snoopy to go through that system.
Yeah.
So would you guys be willing to go plant-based until you watch that until you watch that documentary?
We just that cart is full of veggies now, so
Love it. I really appreciate it. Well,
Yeah,
that's.
thank you.
I'll ask you one last hard question.
Okay.
How many more animals do you want exploited for you? Is it more than 0?
Oh my gosh, no. How about you? Do you want to be a bully to more animals?
High five. Yes, you rock, girl. I love it. Thank you so much for both you coming up here.
Yeah, what's
and
your channel? We can
vegans. It's anti-animal use. Yeah, it's on the card.
Okay. we'll
Yes,
check it
if you
out.
go to our website, you should see when we're live.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
What was your name again?
Rhonda.
Rhonda, and it was. What was your name again? Amalia. Thank you so much. You were so amazing. Seriously, one of the best people I've interviewed. So thank you.
Have a good rest of
You
your
as
weekend.
well. Enjoy the market. See ya. Oh, I love it so much. Bye. I love open-minded people.
All right. Thought I'd say hey.
Hey,
Just
yes.
arrived, so, but yeah.
Welcome, grass-fed. It's good to see you.
It's good to be here.
Yes.
Got a
Right
lot of
on.
conversations, or?
Yeah, it was like our third one. I mean, it's been a lot of downtime in between, but, we've been having conversations, so it's been good. Yeah. Appreciate y'all being here. Thank you. Make sure you're tapping and liking. Hey, Rebecca!
Hey, yeah, I arrived, I was carpooling with a grass-fed human, so,
I
yeah.
always call you just grass-fed instead of grass-fed.
No, it's
Yeah.
okay. I don't care. That's fine.
Yeah,
Just always
so
shortening names.
I'm glad to be here. Yeah, definitely,
Yes.
yeah.
Oh, you look good. I love your outfit. Yes, looking snazzy.
I can talk to the chat with you if you want. Or,
Sure, yeah.
or
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to or hold it. Or,
I don't care either way. It's probably best if you're maybe in the both. There you go. Oh, I see us.
got my. Well, I also have my.
I know I have mine on too, but it was kind of cold, so I had my sweatshirt on. Yeah.
I also got my Spidey.
Yes.
I just saw Spidey last night, so
Oh, nice.
go ahead
Did you
and
win?
go see it. Yeah, it's pretty good. Tom's not my favorite Spidey though. I'm gonna be honest. So.
Yeah. Who's your favorite Spidey?
Probably. Okay, so it's kind of a weird answer, but I feel like Andrew's my favorite because I think he's the most like Peter Parker-y, but
Yeah.
I'd say Toby's movies are my favorite. I think they got the most they're the most Spider-Man-y to me. So
I honestly don't know my Spider-Man, so I'm just looking at you like, oh yeah, that guy.
yeah, I don't know if people. I would just
No, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's actually impressive that you know, like, not that this is really dorky, but I know like some of the doctors in Doctor Who, like I know their real names. So it's like kind of, my favorite doctor is Matt Smith or something like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say you probably don't know. I guess their names, like Tom Holland. He's like the new Spider-Man.
Yeah, no, I don't know any
Yeah,
of the
okay.
Spider-Man.
He's,
Yeah,
he's like the most current Spider-Man, and then I don't know if you know Andrew Garfield, like the actor.
I don't.
No, he was the.
I mean, I
previous,
might
and
if I
then,
see them. Like if I
Yeah.
saw their face, I'd be like, oh yeah, I know.
you know Toby Maguire, like the OG.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then there was three Spider-Man.
Yes. I remember him for sure.
Yeah.
I think that came out when I was, I don't know how old I was. Like high
I was
school.
young, so
Yeah.
it was like perfect age for me. I was like a little
I
kid.
got sucked
so,
right in.
Yeah.
I love it.
But anyways.
Superheroes are a great thing to get hooked onto because they're about justice.
Exactly, yeah, and that's why I thought I'd wear it because like I just think
Absolutely.
it's a fitting message,
It
right?
absolutely
So,
is. And everyone says it. Don't even realize that phrase
Yeah.
came from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought I'd wear it, maybe
Hell
draw
yes.
people in.
I love it. Let's see. So y'all, let's refresh everything because I'm seeing a lot of triggered comments. So if you're vegan, put a 1 in the chat. If you're not vegan but curious, and open-minded, put a 2. And if you're just anti-vegan, put a 3. See what kind of layout we got here. Yas, let's go vegans! Woo! I love seeing those ones. I see some people don't know how to follow instructions.
Who pays us? Nobody.
Yeah.
This is volunteer.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it'd be nice if we got this was
would
like a
be.
full-time job, but
Yeah. We don't make enough donations to do that. Like, I see people donate, and I'm like, you know, I mean, if we were making money, that would be really nice. But yeah, anything that's donated on TikTok is just going to stay there.
they tore that building down.
I know, right? Isn't that wild? Did you see that, Luke? The building back there. Did you see that? Yeah, it caught my attention. I was like, oh, they were destroying it. Dang. Last time we were here, they there's this building behind the camera that had gargoyles on it. Looked like Egyptian gargoyles. Really weird. And they ripped them off. We were really confused why they did that. And now we see they were taking down the whole building.
Someone said, can I be anti-vegan and common sense human? And I mean, I'm pretty sure it's common sense that we shouldn't, you know, exploit and oppress others unnecessarily. So,
Exactly.
I mean, if you're doing that to animals, then you know your moral consistency isn't exactly so. I mean, I it's kind of common sense, you know, that we shouldn't unnecessarily exploit others. So,
Yeah.
I mean, just, you know, come to the conclusion for yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so for those that put a 2 or anything other than a 1, can you tell me why you're not vegan?
Not oppressing. I only hunt for food. Okay, but like, that's still, you're still unnecessarily taking an animal's life. Like, do you need to be hunting? Like, do you have other means?
Can't figure out color? Yeah, you can have vegan burgers. Selfishness is a cop-out. That's not a justification for continuing to exploit somebody.
Yeah, like, I mean, you could really say that about anything. Like, if I was saying, you know, I don't want to stop being, I don't know, racist or something because I'm just selfish, then like, obviously that's not a justification to continue to be racist.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just, you know, I mean, I guess it's hard to put yourself maybe in their position, but just think like if that were me, you know, would I want someone to continue to exploit and oppress me? I get it's really hard to put yourself in that situation and think outside of that, but I mean, like, you know, I'm assuming you already have empathy for humans and probably even like companion animals. So I mean, like, what's really stopping you from extending that to, you know, cows, pigs, chickens, other animals that we use in all other industries? You know, it's just about fairness and just about basically, I mean, just basic decency. I mean, like, you know.
Yeah, I see some people bringing up some harm elsewhere in the world, like crop deaths or clothing. And I just want to be clear that harm happening elsewhere in the world does not justify you exploiting and enslaving somebody on purpose, right? So we're not asking you to choose between humans and animals. We're telling you to choose between animals and plants. Eat the plants.
How about you focus on factory farming instead of taking unrealistic positions?
Why don't you go focus on factory farming? Why are you telling us how to advocate? Why don't you go advocate against factory farming? What are you doing here?
Right, and I wanted to say a few things. So the issue, yeah, obviously factory farming is horrendous. It's horrible. It's causing the most suffering imaginable, right? To billions and billions, trillions of, innocent animals and innocent lives. But the issue isn't just factory farming. The reason why factory farming even exists is because the idea of animals are here for us to use. So, I mean, these industrialized farms wouldn't even exist if we didn't have this mindset that it's okay to farm animals and do these things to them in the first place. So, I mean, we're out here advocating for total abolition because there's no justice and you can't humanely enslave someone or do it better, right? I mean, at the end of the day, it's still slavery. It's still an injustice, exploitation. So, I mean, like, why would we advocate just against factory farming when the whole system is corrupt? And again, like, back in the day, I'm assuming, you wouldn't have been out there advocating, treat slaves better or treat just women better, but they still don't need equal rights or whatnot. Like, no, you'd be advocating for abolition of, slavery or all these other injustices. It's just the same. It's like we all deserve to be free and, kind of just rambling. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. You're hitting a lot of good points. I saw somebody ask what animals don't matter. The animals that matter are the ones that are having a subjective experience of the world. Sentient animals, those are the ones that matter.
So I'm trying to be in like both frames, and I'm like,
I know, right? Sorry, there we go.
and it's hard to like because I want to read.
I know,
but-
yeah. I kept doing this the whole live too. All right. So make sure you're tapping and liking. Make sure you're sharing. We're here at the PSU Farmers Market in Portland, Oregon. We're here to talk to our neighbors about ethics to see, if they actually live in alignment with what they believe is right and wrong. When it comes to other animals, we know that we don't need to use them. There's no justification to exploit other animals. They are very similar to us. They want to live, they feel pain, they can suffer, they care about individuals around them, they want to have that next positive experience. And I would argue that's all we care about in other humans, is our ability to feel and have an experience.
Someone said animals can't be victims, so they can't be victims because you deem it so. I mean, and again, going back to...
What if I'm kicking the dog?
Right, exactly. Would you consider them a victim? Or, I mean, like, and I bring this up again, like, people back in the day, like black people, for example, weren't considered victims by white people. They were not deemed fully human or subhuman, by the law or society, right? So, I mean, that's the same mentality you have right now. You're treating living sentient beings just because society says so as nothing, right? And like, again, it's that same mindset, the exact same mindset.
Humans do not need any nutrients that comes from animal flesh. Anything that you think you need from animals, you can find from another source.
Is owning a cat slavery? I mean, if you go into the mindset of owning them, owning them and for your benefit and what you can get out of it and not doing it in the best interest of the animal, then I'd say, yeah. If you adopt someone from maybe a situation that, they needed out of or that it's going to be in their best interest, then no. And it's again all about the mindset and also how you, I guess, treat them, right? You're not treating them like they're your slave or, you're looking after them and taking care of their best interests and doing what's best for them, not what you can get out of it.
Yep, exactly. Exploitation means to use someone unfairly for your benefit. So when we put animals in slaughterhouses, when we force a cow to be pregnant so that we can get her to have breast milk and we separate her from her baby, are any of these things fair for them? Of course not. They are fair for us because we're the oppressors, and oppressors only oppress for benefits. So of course, when you stop oppressing, you're not going to get those benefits from them anymore. But you can get those benefits from other sources. That's what's important. If you were the victim, what would you want your oppressor to do? Figure out their alternatives and leave you alone? Or keep using you regardless of access to alternatives?
Someone said vegans are anti-indigenous and first of all, no, we're not. It's anti-indigenous to clear land and destroy indigenous people's homes and whatnot for animal agriculture, actually, that you guys continue to pay for. So that's pretty anti-indigenous. And I don't claim to know about indigenous culture and everything, but I know Elvin's indigenous and so is Cooper. And I learned a little bit from them. And I know there's practices and whatnot that, what's the word I'm looking for? That don't necessarily have to revolve around harming animals. You can still practice, your culture and whatnot. And I don't know, maybe I'm not the best person to talk on this. I am.
No, yeah, Cooper and Elvin have educated us quite a bit. They've talked about how in every nation there's always a dissenting voice about animal use. And when you blanket that Native Americans all use animals, you're literally silencing and erasing voices of people of color that speak up against animal use. So maybe you should talk to those groups before you start tokenizing them.
Other people eat other animals too. I don't see anything wrong. Okay, so do you just do what other people do just because they do it? Does that a justification for doing it? And I don't know, let's say these people maybe are doing it out of necessity. Maybe they have no other means. In that case, you can maybe morally justify it, right? Or I guess it's still not necessarily moral. I don't know. It's a complicated subject, but you're doing what you're doing to survive, right?
Yeah, some people, regardless of your access to resources, anybody can be vegan. It's about recognizing that animals are someone's and deserve to not be exploited just like us. And some people may be in awkward situations where they have to cross their principles in order to survive. That's understandable, but still immoral. It's not right, and it should be remedied. There needs to be a solution for that so that more aren't exploited, right? Veganism is about doing as much as you can, as honestly as you can, how far and honestly you can live vegan. We obviously live in a non-vegan world. There's going to be obstacles, but as a vegan, I don't see those as loopholes. I see those as obstacles that need to be overcome.
Someone said animals eat other animals, and I mean, yeah, that's true, but again, it goes back to they're doing what they're doing out of necessity. You know, if you're referring to, I don't know, say a lion.
Okay.
In the Sahara.
Shelley, goodbye. Goodbye.
Oh, what's she saying?
I don't know if it's a she, but Shelley, goodbye. They're just spamming the chat. I'm tired of it. They've been doing it for so long now.
Yeah. But yeah, essentially they're doing it what they do out of survival, right? And they can't walk into a grocery store and have a plethora of options they can choose from. Like us, we have plenty of options, and I think we can all agree that if we have an option of exploiting someone to death versus not doing that, why would we choose to do, option A versus option B? Like, I think we can agree that option B is better, but for some reason when it comes to these animals, it's just still we still don't get it.
Yeah. Thank you all for being here. We're here in Portland, Oregon at the PSU Farmers Market. Really appreciate y'all if you could just tap on that screen, share if you can. Definitely interact in the chat. We want to know why you're not vegan if you're not vegan. And if you are vegan, why aren't you active yet? Maybe you are. And if you are active, maybe put in your account name so other people can go follow you and check you out when you're live. To my non-vegans, maybe give us a little blurb about why you're not vegan and we can address it in the chat.
Someone said, so you're wealthy enough to not care about what you eat. Check your... Oh.
Okay. Peel. Because she was there with her mother. No. None of those. I have to put a reason.
What is
She was with her mother. So I was interviewing a mom and her daughter.
Oh, and is it
But we
weird about-
thoroughly got consent from both her and the daughter before coming on camera. And I see
Someone might have
people
recorded
all
it.
the time on TikTok have their kids pop on the camera. So I don't know what that's about.
Someone might have reported it just to like a troll. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's okay if we have to restart the TikTok live. If we do, just come on back. But yeah, that's silly. She was with her mother and they were both consenting to be on camera. She even asked her daughter multiple times, it will be on the internet and people will see you and it will stay on the internet. And although her daughter is still very small, she was like, yeah, I still want to do it. So.
Yeah. And kind of what I was saying is someone was saying that like it's privileged to be vegan. And I mean, first of all, I mean, we have what the Oxford study on this, that vegan diets are something like 30% cheaper. I mean, if you the cheapest foods literally are vegan: beans, rice, legumes, lentils. So it doesn't have to be expensive for one, unless you're buying, it can be expensive depending on what you buy. But also a lot of poorer nations adopt a plant-based diet. And like, if you look at throughout history, meat was like a luxury in a lot of places, right? It wasn't some...
Yeah, I'm going to give you this for a second.
It was like a luxury in a lot of places. And so, I mean, just eating the cheapest foods, is not privilege. If someone's in a situation where they don't have access to other means, then sure, you can maybe justify that. But again, what about you? Do you have the option to not exploit animals? You have a phone. I'm sure you have access to a grocery store or farmer's market, so you absolutely can choose not to exploit innocent animals to death. And it's also quite privileged to be able to pay for animals to be exploited to death so you can have, a cheeseburger or ice cream or whatever. It's a privilege to not be sent into a slaughterhouse simply for the way you were born. It's a privilege to not be exploited and used for your body simply because of the body you were born into.
We got
That's
an interview,
privilege.
I think.
Yeah, either or. Do you want to do it?
You
or-
got it.
Okay. Sure, I'll do it.
Can you be right here in this square? Or you see yourself? We're live on YouTube and TikTok. Is that okay? Yep, that's totally fine.
So,
You're good.
what's your name?
Sarah?
Sarah. Nice to meet you. I'm Nick. What's your dog's name?
Theo.
Leo?
Theo.
Theo?
Yeah.
All right, nice to meet you, Theo. So we're kind of just out here. We're talking essentially about like kind of dynamics between the powerful and the powerless. Like, I think we can all agree that like, despite someone maybe being like stronger, like the dude, obviously he's got big muscles, and or the woman here, she's got a higher IQ, right? So essentially, like someone being smarter, someone being stronger, that doesn't give you or shouldn't give you the right to like oppress someone else, right? Or like use that power over someone. So I think we can all agree on that. We're kind of flipping the script a little bit. We're talking sort of like about like kind of the animals, for example, that we send into like maybe slaughterhouses or use in like medical testing, or for like entertainment and such. Would you say we're kind of like the powerful in that situation, like oppressing these animals?
I'm sorry, I got distracted halfway through. So, like, in those situations, you're saying, like, when you're sending them in, it's, like, oppressing them?
Yeah, or like, would you say that kind of like in that situation, like where we kind of use these animals, like I said, like in medical testing or for food or clothing or entertainment, we're kind of the ones like using our power, because we essentially have power over these animals, right? Kind of dominating and using that power over them. Wouldn't you say, or like, do you agree that we're kind of...
I agree, because, like, my whole thing is, like, especially having, like, a service dog, people tend to just, like, it is one of the things I've experienced, that people just tend to use animals as, like, an object, and I'm like, they are a living being. It's something that, like, I run into quite often because of having a service dog, of, like, they think you can just do whatever you want.
Yeah.
And obviously it's very different than the situations where they're in abusing them or using them in that way, but, yeah. I'm coming.
Yeah, I don't know if do you gotta go or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Could I give you a card? Would you be willing? It just goes to our kind of website, so if you're curious, you can check it out. And there's also a documentary on there. I just encourage you to go ahead and check that out. Thanks. Sadly, couldn't get much of a conversation out of that, but hopefully they check out the resource and yeah.
Okay, I have a documentary that shows
We're out here at the Portland State Farmers Market in obviously Portland, Oregon. We're talking to just people about, fairness and, should we exploit unnecessarily and, just exploit others unnecessarily. Go ahead and put a 1 in the chat if you are vegan, and say put a 2 in the chat if you're not vegan, and maybe a 3 if you aren't vegan and you're curious. And yes, I did watch the new Spider-Man. Kind of talked about that earlier, but yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I'm kind of a Spider-Man connoisseur. Very particular. I like very classic, traditional Spidey. So Tom Holland's Spider-Man isn't necessarily my favorite Spidey, but it was good. I liked it. I enjoyed it. It's probably his best Spider-Man movie yet, I'd say. So go check it out. But anyways, back to the topic. Time for a juicy steak. You know what? That sounds good. Time for a juicy vegan steak. That sounds really good. All vegans are future ex-vegans. All right, buddy.
Oh, like the study that says that? That study was so whack the way it was written. It didn't even account for ethical vegan versus like a plant-based diet.
Yeah, there was a lot of factors it didn't factor for. It claimed.
Luke wanted to come back. Luke, you want to come back?
Sure. How did that conversation go?
Yeah, there you go.
It went fine. I mean, she had to go, so we couldn't really get much of a conversation. But that study kind of that like found that vegans go back to being non-vegan. It didn't account for a lot of things, and it also didn't account for the fact, like, it was stating that vegans have higher likelihood of, like, depression and stuff, but, like, it also didn't factor in that, yeah, I mean, a lot of vegans maybe are depressed or do have depression simply because we live in a world, right, where the majority...
Nope.
No, okay. Where the majority of people are committing an injustice and going along with it, right? And so, yeah, I mean, it is tough looking around you and seeing that most people are complacent in violence and cruelty and exploitation. So, yeah, I mean, I think anybody would be, anybody, I would assume, would be upset, realizing that and seeing everybody. And it's not that everybody else is a bad person. That's not what we're saying, because, I mean, I wasn't vegan my whole life. Luke wasn't vegan. I'm assuming you weren't vegan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, let me ask Anna. Sorry, it said the appeal was not approved. I don't know what you
Oh, that's
wanna...
okay. Just ignore it. Just
Okay.
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 There we go.
All right, sorry about that. Yeah, we weren't born vegan, but I mean, so, we're just conditioned and brought up in this society that treats animal exploitation as completely normal and fine to do, and something that, you shouldn't question. It's just normal. We've always done it. It's always been this way. We need these things to be healthy and yada, yada, yada. And, like, obviously it's all bullshit, shite. I don't know what I can say, but yeah, I mean, so yeah, of course it's upsetting, but anyways, that's beyond the point. No, not all vegans are future ex-vegans. When we see ex-vegans, it is sad because, well, I mean, I pose, like, were they actually ever vegan, or were they just doing it for, like, a plant-based diet reason? And if they were doing it for the ethical reasons, it just makes me wonder why they would turn their back on the animals and stop. I don't know if you have anything.
Okay, I'll answer a few questions that I've seen in the YouTube chat. So somebody said, how do you feel about pet ownership? So we think that these pets are animals who we should take care of, not use them for our own enjoyment. And we shouldn't breed more of them against their will just so we can have them as pets. We should view them as individuals who need to be taken care of and loved. And then I saw someone else say overpopulation of deer needs to be addressed. So, for example, here in Oregon, people say that, but the reality is there's no overpopulation problem of deer. In fact, the deer populations are declining here over the last 50 years or something. So we should actually stop going out and killing them if we actually care about the deer.
Right, and I also want to add, if you're worried about population, overpopulation stuff, people always use this excuse to go and kill someone else. We should, technically, if you're going to use that logic, shouldn't we be culling humans? We're extremely overpopulated, and we do far more damage to ecosystems and the environment and the planet than any other species on this planet. Obviously, I'm not saying we should do that. Obviously, that's wrong and horrible, and I would never advocate for that. But what I'm saying is, it's the excuse of overpopulation to go and kill someone else. It's not a justification. You wouldn't use it for humans, who are the most overpopulated and invasive species on this planet. So, also I wanted to say, someone said they had a zinc deficiency. First of all, did you go into an actual, maybe plant-based nutritionist or dietitian and get that checked out and see what maybe you could be doing different? Legumes, seeds, did you maybe incorporate those into your diet? You could take a supplement. I know people are afraid of supplements, but we have research on this, and you can be perfectly healthy eating a plant-based diet in conjunction with supplements, or just, I guess, any diet. Supplements are fine to take. A lot of the food, meat, especially you eat, is supplemented anyway, so might as well just take it straight from the source instead of filtering it through someone else's body. But anyway, sorry, I went on a tangent, but yeah, did you ever go and get that checked out, or did you just assume it was this and just decide to go back to exploiting animals? Supplements aren't a great source, says who? Obviously you shouldn't just be taking supplements to get your nutrition. Yeah, for sure. You need to be eating whole foods. but why can't supplements be in conjunction with that? It can be perfectly healthy, and there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, the vitamin industry didn't get as big as it is appealing to vegans. It appeals to the majority of the population who are omnivorous, who lack in, have tons of deficiencies and this or that. So, I mean, like, supplements are fine to take. Obviously, you need to still eat whole foods and, make sure you're getting your nutrients from mainly whole foods. But there's no problem taking a supplement to get B12 or I don't know. I take like a vitamin D supplement because here in Portland, like, there's not a lot of sun, so it's even recommended by doctors and whatnot to take a vitamin D supplement actually because the lack of sun. So I mean, again, there's nothing wrong with taking a supplement. It's just fear mongering. And what is it better to take a pill once a morning, let's say, or at night, or is it better to exploit innocent animals to death so we can get nutrients from them that a lot of times is supplemented into them in the first place? So
I don't know how you can say supplements aren't a good source of the vitamins when that's literally exactly what they are. They're straight vitamins. I saw people in the YouTube chat talking about whether or not veganism is a diet or whether veganism being a diet is helpful. The problem with portraying veganism as a diet is veganism is an ethical principle that is against all animal exploitation, which includes things like what you wear or using them for entertainment. So if you're just saying veganism is a diet, then you can still exploit animals in other ways.
Yeah, it's not about diet. I mean, diet is like a huge part of it, obviously, because that's the biggest way we exploit animals, right? The scale of animal farming and animal agriculture is astounding. It's enormous, not enormous. I don't know why I said that. So yeah, I mean, obviously that's like a big part of it for sure, but we talk about it a lot. But no, that's not being vegan. It's not a diet. It's not, it's just like being anti-racist or anti-sexist or anti-homophobic, transphobic. It's like, just like I shouldn't discriminate against this person or this someone based on arbitrary traits that they have no control over and that are completely, it doesn't matter. Like, whether that's race or species or whatever, it's like it's dumb and it's barbaric and it's like very it's holding us back. It's a very old primitive mindset that we really need to get out of if we actually want to progress as a society.
Thank you. I saw someone in the TikTok chat talking about AI and how AI is bad for the environment. If you care about the environment, you should know that the water use for animal agriculture is like hundreds of times that of AI. So if you actually care about the environment, you would be not using animals in animal agriculture. You wouldn't be opposing just AI.
Yeah, and you can literally be against AI and be vegan. There's nothing stopping you from being against both. If you don't like AI and the water use it has and all that, like, just, okay, don't use AI and you can still be vegan. Why is that an excuse not to be vegan?
Yeah, you don't have to use AI or use animals.
Someone said, why use AI at all? Yeah, I mean, don't use AI. If you don't want to use it and you're against, like, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, like, but you can still be vegan. Like, it's not a justification to continue exploiting animals to death because AI exists. Like, I mean, it's like, why would that be a justification to exploit innocent beings to death? Like, I mean, come on.
For anyone in the chat who's not vegan, please let us know why you aren't vegan, or let us know if you have any questions. Veganism is not a diet. It's an ethical principle that we should stop exploiting other animals.
Yeah, someone said I'm vegan and an AI hater. You can be both. Exactly. You can hate AI. Like, I mean, we're not here defending AI or anything. I mean, but that doesn't stopping you from being vegan. It's really as simple as that, guys. Because I enjoy the taste of steak and venison, so does something tasting good justify what happens to the victim? Would you use that excuse to, I don't know, eat a dog or a cat or another human? Like, if I thought Luke tasted good, would that justify me taking a knife and stabbing him and then cooking him up for dinner? I mean, no. So,
No.
like, taste really isn't a justification. The 15 minutes you get from that sensory pleasure, that's an animal's entire life, entire existence taken away from them, so we can have a yummy snack. Like, come on, guys, we're better than that.
Anyone else in the chat? Why aren't you vegan?
Yeah, go ahead and put why you're not vegan. And
I'm tired. Okay, that's why my face looks tired. I didn't get a lot of sleep.
God forbid somebody's tired. It must be because they're deficient.
Yes, I have a problem eating bugs. Bugs are animals too. There's no reason to exploit them.
Yeah, it's really as simple as, like, if we literally have other means than to use. Yeah, bugs are sentient. I know it's hard for people to wrap their heads around that, but yes, they are sentient. Maybe their subjective experience isn't on par with ours, obviously, but it's still there. They're still experiencing the world. So, I mean, like, if we don't need to exploit them and use them, why would we? If we can use non-sentient, yeah, plants are alive, but they're not sentient, right? So if we can use other means that doesn't cause harm, suffering, exploitation, why would we not choose that?
The only good reason I've seen in the chat to not go vegan is that you're already vegan. That's a good reason.
Do bugs have a soul? No, and I don't think humans have a soul. I don't believe in a soul. Where's the evidence, scientific evidence, to even point towards a soul? But if you do believe in that, is that a justification to exploit someone else just because they, in your view, they don't have a soul?
You want to interview?
Either one. I don't know. Do you want me to do it?
Yeah.
Yeah? All right.
Okay.
I'll do it.
I'll have grass-fed.
All right. So what's your name?
Priya?
Priya. Nice to meet you. I'm Nick. So we're kind of just out here. We're talking about, like, dynamics between the powerful and the powerless. Also, if you want, you can, like, I don't know, you can set that down so I don't, or if you're fine holding it. I don't know. I just didn't know if it was, like, annoying to hold. Anyways, we're talking about kind of like the power dynamics between the powerful and the powerless. Like, do you think, like, someone being, like, stronger or, like, maybe they have, or smarter, like, do you think just because someone's smarter or stronger, they should use that and, like, or it gives them the right to, like, oppress someone else or, like, dominate them? No?
I don't think so. I think power does not come from intelligence or strength. I think it comes from influence.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. And I mean, I totally agree. Like, obviously, someone being more powerful over someone, that shouldn't give them the right to, oppress, like, or use that power irresponsibly. Like, I'm even wearing, like, my Spidey sweatshirt. Like, obviously, with great power comes great responsibility, right? So you shouldn't use power maybe you have over someone, like, irresponsibly or
I don't
unfairly.
think anybody should use power over other people in that sense.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. Where we're kind of flipping the script a little bit is we're asking, like, what do you think of, like, the animals that we kind of use in terms of, like we send into slaughterhouses for, like, food or, like, clothing, like in medical testing, circuses and stuff?
I think it's extremely unethical because I think all living beings should have the same level of right, to a sense, and it's terrible. I think that there can be ethical ways of like eating animals in that sense. I think that there can be ethical ways of that, but I think that mostly the way that, like, animals are used for, like, their bodies and, like, clothes and stuff. I think that's very wrong. I think it's just like they don't have the ability to speak up for themselves. So that's our responsibility. But in that sense, the powerful or people with the money and the corporations get to speak for them, which I don't think is fair.
Yeah. No, I agree exactly what you said, like how they don't have a voice, right, to like speak up for themselves. So we need like people to do it kind of for them, right? I also kind of want to ask, like, I know you said you kind of think like we can like kind of farm animals maybe in like a humane way. I want to ask, like, how would you kind of like, what do you think like a humane way kind of is?
I think that an animal's quality of life needs to be taken into consideration. For example, like I think the chickens, the way they're treated and when their like eggs are being harvested is very inhumane, like when they're kept in cages and like in such small enclosures with not enough space, not the right food. I think that if an animal has a high quality of life, and they get to like roam the pastures and like fulfill their life, and then eventually they do get slaughtered, I think it has to happen on a much smaller scale, with much more intention, and it's not as cost effective, obviously, but like I think that we have to take that choice. I think that like at the farmers market, there's a lot of different like ways of people breaking the norm of standard like food processing. I think that's a step towards the ethical farming, you know? I mean, it's a cycle of life. We need to eat protein in a sense, like all living beings hunt and eat, but I don't think that it's ethical to be doing it at such a large scale. Yeah.
I want to ask, do you think, I kind of have two questions. Do you think in the absence of necessity, let's say, like, do you think in 2026, do you think we need to farm animals? Like, do you think, and it kind of goes hand in hand, like you were saying, we need protein. Like, do you think we can't get like protein from other sources?
We definitely can get protein from other sources, but I think that for some people, people who struggle with anemia, people who struggle with low iron and such, like myself, I really need red meat from time to time to replenish my iron in a way that a lot, like iron and spinach and stuff, just doesn't quite level up to. I think that farming animals at a large scale is not needed, and I think that we can definitely scale down our meat consumption. But I think that we do still need to eat meat as a species. Like, I mean, that's my personal opinion. You know, whatever works for everybody is their own thing. But I do think that we all need to decrease our meat intake, like once a day or a few times a week, rather than every meal every day.
If you found out, let's say, like hypothetically, like if you didn't need to consume these products, do you think we should abstain from them? Like if you found out you could be healthy, excluding all animal products from your diet, do you think we should take that route? Like if we don't need to use the animals, then should we? Or should we not use them if we don't need to?
I think there's an argument in either direction. Personally, I'm going to continue to eat meat. And I understand that people don't think that we need to, and I respect all of the perspectives. I think that there's not going to be a world in which humans do not eat meat or animal products. But I think that rather than cutting it out completely, we need to focus on the sustainable and ethical ways of going about it.
Okay, well, I want to just, I kind of want to push back on that a little bit. I kind of, like, do you think, so kind of like I asked, like, kind of putting yourself maybe just like, for a second, like in the animal shoes, right? Like, if you knew someone didn't necessarily need to consume these products or they could find other ways, do you think it would be fair? Like if you were the animal or maybe you were in that situation, like do you think if a person has another alternative, they should do that? Because obviously like your life means much to you or means a lot to you, right? Like that's your life, it's your body. So in that sense, it's like, do you think that's fair necessarily?
I mean, it's not fair. Like, of course, like it's not fair to be killing animals and taking things from them. But I also, I mean, I feel like I'm in a bit of a tricky situation answering this because I'm a very I'm an animal advocate. I'm an environmentalist, but also I will continue to use animal products. I understand that there's alternatives these days, and I really think that's great. And I have been vegetarian for times of my life and vegan for times of my life, and it has not been the best for my health and my personal well-being. And so I think that it's great when people abstain from that, and I respect that, but that's not something that I could personally do.
Well, I just want to ask, like, what do you think about the animals in that situation, though? Just because, like, if you kind of like, did you ever, like, for example, like maybe like talk to like a plant-based like nutritionist or dietitian, maybe like see if there was like some issue you could get figured out potentially? And again, I'm not saying these to like, I hope you don't, I'm not trying to like attack you or anything. I was just having a conversation.
I've looked into it. It's not what works best for my body. And, you know, there's a lot of other animals that are carnivores, who are herbivores, who... myself, I need to continue to eat animal products, but that doesn't mean that I need to do it every day in excess. And, yeah, so...
I just want to... But do you think that's, did you ever like go and get it looked at or like potentially speak to like a professional about it?
I've had conversations with dietitians. I've seen dietitians. I've had,
You speak to like a plant-based dietitian potentially? No. So in that sense, like if you were to go to speak to them maybe and you found out and they were able to help you, and I even have, if we were to give you like maybe resources that could help you figure that out, you could speak to a dietitian for free and help you kind of navigate that. Do you think in that sense, you kind of have maybe like an obligation to do the best you can and not exploit other animals?
I do the best I can. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Gosh, that was a long one, long boy.
It didn't go very well.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna talk to you guys. How are y'all doing? Yeah, plants, well, they're living, but they're not sentient. I honestly think people like that. Yeah, that does happen. I mean, I think everybody cares about human rights violations because we could be violated if another human is being violated. And so that's, we genuinely go, I don't want that done to me. Why are we allowing that to happen to somebody else? But, I don't demand that human atrocities happen, right? When you're not vegan, you demand non-animals be exploited up to sometimes 3 or more times a day. What's up, the radical vegan? If you're not following the radical vegan, you should be following her right now. She's the one that made these wonderful, awesome signs. She specifically made these ones for us. Yeah, go check her out. The radical vegan, Right Loud Vegan. Yas, do it now. Appreciate you being here. Aw, thank you. Oh my God, are you okay?
Definitely a trip hazard.
Yeah. Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Okay. That is, I'm going to move this over here. Yeah, we're going to put that there. Exactly. There we go. Now we're aware. Thank you, Rebecca. Yeah, I didn't straighten that. Thank you. Yeah. Dude, I was going to say, like, the layer. So there's, like, the way the steps go up, they're, like, at an angle. And it's hard to judge how high to bring up your foot. So they have these signs that say caution, tripping hazard, but I mean they're still sketchy AF. So you can kind of see one over here. There's one right next to me. See how it's kind of wedged? So people can trip on that real easily.
I guess I could have gone into other topics.
But I don't think he was on his phone. I think he was just walking. I think he knew where he was going. It just his foot didn't go high enough. I can say no because I know that was someone who wanted to live. Like, that's like saying I could never turn my nose up at human rump roast. I can recognize that butt was somebody's butt. I don't want to eat something that was stolen from someone. And as someone being an individual who's having a subjective experience of the world, weighing out those experiences and making preferences, all the animals that have a brain and a central nervous system that are alive are sentient. Yeah, I would actually call cows people. I know our human-centric definitions don't include them. They usually say person, and person means human or something like that. But definitions can be updated as we learn information. And I would argue that an individual being a person is just a collection of unique preferences and experiences, and they're just a collection of uniqueness. And when I meet someone's companion, a dog, a cat, or whoever, they all have unique personalities, which is that collection of unique, preferences and wants, and well, that's the same thing, but you know what I mean.
And I was like, send me that study, and he's like, gonna work on it. He said, I'm gonna find
Yeah, we watch behaviors for sentience. You can't cut someone open and see sentience, right? So we watch their behaviors to things, and we notice that when other animals experience some kind of harm, they soothe themselves, they change their behaviors, which shows that they care about themselves. They want to live, they want to have that next positive experience. Go check out, what's it called? The Cambridge Declaration of Consciousness and the New York Declaration of Consciousness. They all talk about what it takes to be sentient and how they know that other animals are sentient. How do you think we know that nonverbal, low cognition humans are sentient? How do we know that babies are sentient? Right? We don't just assume these things, because there was a time when we would discard these people thinking they weren't sentient. Now that we know that there's an individual in there, we protect them, right? Exactly, River. Spot on. We are animals. Precisely.
I hate that.
Is it a cult? Is it cultish to say that we shouldn't enslave each other? Is that really cultish?
Yeah, it's all horrible. I think they're...
That's sweet, you tops. It's a spectrum. What is? Plants sense moving water. Well, I mean, my phone can sense the light. My phone can sense when it sees a face. My phone can sense when another call is coming in. It can communicate to me, right? It can collect data for me. It can talk to me. But that doesn't make it sentient. What makes it sentient is if it had preferences. Animals, we know, make preferences. They make unique preferences.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, so if you're feeling frustrated, the best thing to do, live vegan, because then you don't feel guilty. You don't feel that mix of emotions that you need to defend something that's indefensible.
I was going to stand with the sign, but we got two people, so I kind of like talking to the chat over standing with the sign.
Gotcha. Well, if you want, you can talk to them, and I'll try to get someone in here.
Either or, we can both talk. I don't mind.
All right. What vegans died from malnutrition? Exactly, vegan Scotsman. Who? And how many non-vegans have died from malnutrition?
Sorry, I'm like, I know my face is all zoomed in. I'm just
both of them. Yeah.
Trying to...
Yeah, we're not here to fight you either. We're here to say that animals experience life and don't deserve to be exploited, just like you don't deserve to be exploited. And because we don't need to do it to them, we should stop.
Animals don't make unique preferences. They make preferences Mother Nature gave them. I don't know. Yeah, that's not true. But also, even if that was the case, why is that a justification to exploit them? And again, like, if there's a cognitively disabled human, I mean, there's people that are extremely mentally handicapped, and like maybe they don't make preferences, and their existence is akin to, I don't know, let's say a certain animal that has like super high cognitive capabilities, right? Like, we give them legal protections, and in fact, we give them even more protections and take even better care of them than just a normal person. Yet we use that excuse to exploit and slit the throats of other animals. Sorry, that might be too harsh to say on TikTok, but
we can restart it if we need to.
Yeah,
it looks fine.
I'll say knife
I say poke
the
with
neck
sharp objects.
poke animals with sharp objects. Like, it's not a justification to do that.
Yeah. I just had a brain fart. Someone asked something and I was holding it in my head and then I forgot.
I think the same person said all animals are different. All humans are different. So, I mean...
So someone was saying, though, what you were talking about, like that animals don't make preferences. And I'd argue, like, maybe you don't know what a preference is versus an instinct. Instinct is feeling hunger. Instinct is feeling thirsty. Preference is choosing what to eat and what to drink. Does that make... So animals make preferences on what they want to eat, right? That hunger feeling, that's instinct, of course. But we do the same thing. We have hunger, we have thirst, right? We have urges, but that doesn't mean that just because we do have some instincts, that doesn't justify exploiting somebody. And just because somebody may run on instincts doesn't give us the right to exploit them.
Right.
But most animals make preferences. No one just goes, I'm hungry, and just starts chewing on whatever's around them, right? Unless they're a plant, which is in the ground.
What about other animals that, again, I've answered this before, but I mean, they're doing what they do out of necessity. They don't have options like us. So in the absence of options and whatnot, yeah, you can they're doing what they need to do to survive, right? And they're what we call moral patients. We're moral agents, right? We have the moral agency to make better choices and understand the consequences of our actions. But these animals, they're not. They're in a survival situation, don't have access to other means, so they're just doing what they need to do to survive. And like also, you wouldn't use what other animals do as a justification to justify things, because like if that were the case, if say I had a baby and I poked them and unalived them, I'm not going to go to court and say, oh, other animals killed their
Lions do it?
lions kill their babies, so what's wrong? Why can't I do it? Like, we obviously know that's wrong. So I mean, why we shouldn't look to other animals to base our behavior on.
Yeah, exactly. I also saw someone ask about other animals again, but about eggs. Yes, other animals will eat almost anything, but that doesn't justify you doing things, because you actually understand there's consequences to your actions. And to get eggs, you have to steal them from somebody. I don't know if you watch other wild birds, but when big birds come close to smaller birds, the small birds chase away the big birds because they're going after their babies. They want to protect their eggs. In the egg industry, we literally separate the eggs as soon as they hatch them, as soon as they drop them. Like, they go down a little, what do they call that? Like, not a conveyor belt, but a little
chute.
Yeah, it's like a little chute that they drop down. So they don't even get the time to sit on their eggs. And even if a farmer did do that, they still demanded someone be born into existence with this handicap that makes them dependent on their caregiver forever, on purpose.
Right.
It was never fair to do to somebody.
Yeah, well, kind of what Anna was saying, like eggs or backyard hens, for example, like they make clutches, right? Or like chickens. And the thing is, if you're taking the eggs away or taking some of them, they're gonna instinctually, they're missing some eggs, right? So then that's gonna cause them to produce more eggs because they don't maybe have enough in their clutch and can do their natural behavior and incubate
Yeah.
them and whatnot. And so if you keep taking those eggs away, that's just going to cause them to produce more and more, right? And that's just going to keep the problem going.
Yep.
And let's say hypothetically though, you gave fed the eggs back to them, you let them keep enough, and they just had an excess, right? Still, I would argue you shouldn't eat them, because it's still that idea that you can take from them, right? Sure, they're not being harmed. Maybe they're not being harmed. You're looking after them. You're doing all the things right. But it's just that idea that you should take from them and that mindset. And I still think it keeps that going. And you're normalizing it in a sense. And it's just if you don't need to do that, then why do it? Because also thinking it's if dogs produce eggs or cats did or milk or whatnot, it's I'm sure we'd find that probably weird. I'd assume if you ask people, they might not.
We do have companion birds, right?
Yeah.
We've got cockatiels and et cetera. That's just an example, parakeets, et cetera. When they lay eggs and you take them to the vet says get them to stop immediately because it's so detrimental to their body. And yet we're doing this to chickens and turkeys and other animals that we do this where they put them in a box and call it a shed and say they're free range or whatever and get them to lay as many eggs as possible. We're literally, I forgot where I was going.
We're using them as a machine, and it's just keeping the problem going. And if you're buying from breeders, especially, they're gonna breed more chickens.
Oh yeah,
and
how bad it is for the eggs on their bodies. The chickens, what you can do, there's actually birth control that exists for chickens so that you can reduce their egg laying greatly, and it will lengthen their life. So what matters more, you getting eggs or them living longer?
Not enough protein to keep your thoughts together. All right. I mean, yeah, you're right. I'm lacking so much protein. I don't eat any protein at all, ever. No plant foods have protein. There's zero. I checked the label. It says 0 grams of protein. You're right. I don't eat any protein. I haven't eaten protein for 2 years, as long as I've been vegan. So
Where do the animals you exploit get their protein?
I was gonna say, why do you
plants.
think why do you think these animals have protein in them?
Yeah. They're only
doesn't
born
just-
with so much.
it
They have to
doesn't-
grow.
I was gonna say, it's like not just magically like,
Yeah.
and especially like the animals we eat, right? And like, I mean, you have protein in you, so I could, if I could eat you, or
Exactly.
it's just like
All these humans, free range. Most free range you'll find.
animals have a completely different digestive. I don't understand what the argument is.
That doesn't matter if we have a different digestion. We have evidence that we can thrive on a plant-based diet right now. The Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, as well as many other major dietitian associations where it's like all these nutritionists and dietitians come together to form an opinion about stuff. They all state that a well-planned plant-based diet is safe and healthy for all stages of life.
And if you want to go that route, our digestive systems are long, our teeth are blunt, pretty
Our
blunt.
jaws go like this.
Jaws go side to side. We sweat through our pores. I'm not saying we're herbivorous necessarily.
Opportunistic scavengers.
Yeah.
We can thrive on or survive on a lot of things, but we do best when we eat plants.
Right. Our diet should be primarily plants. So us saying we have different digestive systems than other animals, of course. Yeah, for sure. Like carnivorous animals for sure. And but our digestive systems, they're not that different in our anatomy and whatnot to herbivorous animals. Our canines, I know people are going to say that, but hippos, gorillas have canines. They're herbivorous. A lot of times they're used for like scaring off predators or biting into things like, I don't know, seeds or other food. I don't know. But just because we have incisors or canines doesn't mean, we're meant to eat meat.
Yeah. Basically, we know we can thrive using plants, and if we know we don't need to use animals and they care about themselves, then let's just stop using them. You guys don't need to use the all caps, thank you. What? That doesn't even make sense. Okay, Disturbed. You can just keep screaming into the ether, I guess. Exactly. If you mix a legume with a grain, like beans and rice, or even a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, because the peanuts and the whole grain bread, that creates a complete protein. You get all your amino acids in the varying amounts that you need. As long as you eat your total need of calories per day, you're going to get your protein. But if you're really worried about it, you can look up nutritionfacts.org. It's also on our website, antianimaluse.org. The Vegan Daily Dozen.
You also don't need as much protein as you think. I know as a society we're protein obsessed. We have protein shakes, protein bars, all this protein, but you really don't need, I'm not a nutritionist, so I don't know the exact grams, but it's not as much as you think you need. You only really need that much if you're I don't know, bodybuilding or trying to get stronger or build muscle, then you need to eat a little bit more protein. But you just for your average person that isn't worried about necessarily building muscle or just trying to be healthy, you really don't need that much. And if you do want to consume more protein though, and you want to build muscle and whatnot, you can do that perfectly easily. There's plenty of vegan bodybuilders or lifters and who work out are very strong. I can switch with you.
No. You're doing great.
Okay.
I'm trying to cycle through because I want everybody to have opportunity. So it's not you. I'm just cycling. So,
And I don't want to be
okay,
alone.
good. I was like, I genuinely wasn't.
I do like talking to your chat.
Yeah, no, you're great.
But yeah, there are plenty of vegan bodybuilders. So it's definitely doable. It's accessible. I know Brian Turner on Instagram. He's a vegan. I don't know if he's he's some fitness influencer. I don't know if he bodybuilds or if he just is a fitness influencer, but he's completely vegan. I don't know if he offers courses or anything, or I don't know. He might be able to help you out, or if you're curious about that. But he could probably, if you wanted to build muscle as a vegan and weren't sure where to start or whatnot, I'm sure he could reach out to him and or I don't know everything, but yeah, it's doable.
Hi, Daniel. I saw you say hello. Yeah, I'm camera shy. I've been a little camera shy lately, but I'm here.
We're here at the Portland State Farmers Market. Go ahead and put a 1 in the chat if you're vegan, and a 2 if you're not, and maybe a 3 if you're not vegan but maybe curious about it. And then you can go ahead and give us your reason why.
Home with
If
the
you're not vegan.
broccolini. Sorry. Broccolini. Hello, broccolini. Miss you, love you.
Yeah, hi Daniel. I don't know what chat he's in,
Oh,
but
I saw him over in, is that YouTube?
I think this
over
is
there?
YouTube and
Okay.
this is TikTok.
All right.
Oh, I didn't realize Vegan Stoner Lady was live as opposed to Anti-Animal.
Yeah.
VSL? Does that mean?
Uh-oh.
Oh my god.
My bad. Maybe I shouldn't have said anything.
No.
She's called Vegan Stoner Lady for a
We're gonna
reason.
switch. Go to anti-animal use. Go to anti-animal use. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Bye guys. Oh my gosh. Oh my
So,
oh my god.
Anna
Maybe I shouldn't have
was
said it, or is it good that I
unaware
caught that?
the
I don't know.
TikTok was on Vegan Stoner Lady
I know,
instead
I saw that and I was
of
like, oh.
Nope.
anti-animal use. So she's changing that right now.
Oh my
If you're
So very
also checking out our TikTok, but she's having
think
a
it's
stoner
fine. They'll
moment.
come over.
exactly.
It's all good.
If you go over to TikTok too, we're on live on TikTok.
Yeah.
You can go over there. And, we just started the live there.
Yeah.
We started it, so maybe, hopefully, people will come in and
Yeah. Oh,
get that live going.
okay, cool.
Awesome. Big shout out.
People on TikTok, just if you're there, let us know if the audio is working.
Absolutely would never be vegan. That's such a weird behavior. I bet y'all are liberal too. So you'd never be against injustice. You'd never be against unnecessarily exploiting and dominating over others. Sounds a lot like insecurity, my guy. And it seems like maybe you're insecure about something and you're projecting. I don't know what that is, but maybe you should get that figured out, because I mean that's pretty sad that you feel the need to dominate and oppress others just to lift yourself up.
Yeah, I like that.
It's kind of sad.
Yeah. Maybe, sometimes people just don't understand, what veganism is about. It's about nonviolence, and that's a part of it too. And you kind of have to understand where we're coming from, the ethical stance of trying to reduce harm. And I know a lot of people in this culture, they might view veganism as weird. We have a stigma, unfortunately. But when you try to put yourself in the victim's place, victims meaning the animals that are used incessantly and thoughtlessly for food, commodity, science, and entertainment, it's really horrifying. So if you wouldn't do that to your companion animal, your cat, dog, other pet, then you really need to check out veganism, because you wouldn't want to, you don't want to be eating and using other animals then. So
We've got it figured out. You're the beta with the victim mentality. It sounds like you're playing victim, that we're hurting, because it seems like we're really struck a chord with you and we hurt your feelings by just advocating for not exploiting and unnecessarily harming animals. So it seems like we really struck a chord with you, and
yeah.
you're kind of showcasing your victim mentality a little bit. They also said they know how feminist it looks to have a pink mic, and I don't understand why people are so upset. It's a color, it's pink, yeah. Who cares?
And what's
Again, is that, or sorry, I was gonna say, like,
Sorry,
are
go
you
ahead.
that insecure that having a pink mic is like, it triggers you that much? Like, oh, I'm a man and I'm standing next to a pink mic. Like, does that make your brain just like freak out or something? Like, is that?
And there's nothing wrong with feminism.
Exactly.
I
what's
mean,
wrong with feminism? Like, is that an issue? Is that a problem? Being for women's rights, is that like an issue?
Yeah, I can understand though. Some people who don't understand feminism would find it hard to understand veganism, because if you're a feminist, you have to realize that you need to be vegan, because virtually all the animals, I mean, male animals are exploited too, but female animals are incessantly exploited in, the animal industry, used for their reproductive systems, and it's horrible. So there's a lot of overlap with all these different belief systems.
I don't know if you wanted to.
Can we
It's
step
hard to
back?
get us both in the frame,
That's
'cause-
better. Thanks for saying something.
And you have to lean over.
Yeah.
To read.
Hi, Vegan Heretic. Thanks
We don't
for
have,
people on TikTok for hopping over. Can you hear us okay? Just kind of give us.
I know we don't really have, because we were on Anna was on her personal, not her personal, but her other
Yeah.
account, Vegan VSL, and so we had to switch over. And hi, Vegan Heretic.
Hi.
We had to switch over, and so yeah, there's probably not very many
Yeah.
people in here, but we're also on YouTube too, so maybe some people will
Yeah.
YouTube will migrate over.
Thank you for joining us over on our TikTok. No, animal poop is not fertilizer for vegan food. There's veganic farming. So, there's other ways to fertilize the foods that we eat.
If you're in the TikTok chat, go ahead and we don't have very many people, but put a 1 if you're
Yeah.
vegan, and anybody who's may not be vegan in there, put a 2, and then give us your reason why. We can talk about it. I think we got mostly vegans, and 1.
Hey, Jason, thanks for joining us on the TikTok. Sharing and liking, thank you.
Also in the YouTube chat, go ahead and put a 1 if you're vegan, and a 2 if you're not. That way we can.
Okay.
Because I don't.
Look at this. I just like bulldoze that.
Plants have a negative response to being eaten too. Shouldn't we stop that too? There's no evidence to support that. If you have evidence, then please send it over and we can go ahead and review that. But plants aren't sentient, right? They don't have a central nervous system or a brain, the organs to produce consciousness. So there's no way for them to have a subjective experience. But like hypothetically, let's say they did, it would still be better to adopt a plant-based diet because we would feed or harvest and farm far less plants if we just ate plants directly instead of clearing land for animals, clearing land to feed these animals, to fatten them up, and then to slaughter them. We'd be saving 75% of our agricultural land. So we'd be killing, I refrain from using that word for plants, but far less plants. So if you're worried about that, then we should be doing a plant-based diet, adopting it.
Along with that, we'd also be able to feed a lot more people. So virtually, food, poverty, or insecurities, a lot of it could be solved, by going vegan. So, we're talking about people who have the choice of what they can eat, what they have access to. So.
Yeah, and I was going to say, we have the power, right? We have the power over these animals, and we have a responsibility, to do the best we can. And the best we can do is to not needlessly exploit. That's a bare minimum, right? But essentially, we have a power, and we should use it responsibly. And we aren't doing that right now. We gotta be, I guess, more like Spider-Man. Got my Spidey shirt. Got him on the back. We should be more like Spidey and use our power responsibly and for good. So that's a subtle shout out. And the movie was pretty good, so go see it.
Yeah, if we have the choice to choose compassion and nonviolence, over harmful and a choice that is filled with suffering, why do we choose the suffering for other beings? It's senseless.
Someone said, personally, my own humanity and having a connection to my land is worth preserving. What do you mean by that? Like, your own land, or I don't know. Can you elaborate what you mean? Meat is also really healthy for you because you can be healthy consuming meat. But we actually have evidence to suggest that red meat, processed meat, like hot dogs or hamburgers, is a class, what's it called? Class 1A carcinogen. Yep. Red meat is class like 2A, which is possibly carcinogenic or most likely carcinogenic. White meat, I think, also, I don't know. I don't want to say disinformation or misinformation. I think it might be also carcinogenic. Like white meat, causes is it gastro cancer? I don't know. I could be wrong, but I read something about that. I don't know. I could be totally talking on my ass, but regardless, it doesn't matter. we can also be healthy eating plants. So there's the choice of causing suffering versus not causing suffering, and not exploiting versus exploiting. So in the case of that, why would we choose to exploit and cause harm when we don't need to?
Yeah, being vegan and trying to substantiate all of the evidence that we need to is really complex. I think a lot of people don't understand. We virtually have to be scientists, we have to be doctors, we have to be ecologists, conservationists, we have to be animal behavior specialists. So when you throw a lot of questions at us, we do the best we can to answer those, but ultimately we know that the most important thing is causing the least amount of harm upon other living beings that can feel like we do. So
Yes, okay, I want to respond. Someone said I'm eating processed chicken nuggets due to fear of cyclospora. And I mean, yeah, the fear of cyclospora is real for sure. It's going around. But that's you can eat, processed, people are afraid of that word, but like processed plant foods, which are going to be better than processed chicken nuggets, but also, you don't have to fear the risk of cyclospora. And also, a lot of people are saying wrong, and I go ahead and put your evidence that I'm wrong about processed meat and red meat being carcinogenic, because this is pretty well documented by the National Institute of Health, I'm pretty sure.
you can Google it.
I was going to say, you can just
Google it right
like,
now.
Give me the evidence that I'm wrong, because, this is pretty... Well, unfortunately, it's not well known.
You know what, though? People
be.
have their blinders on. I mean, red meat causes heart disease. Animal products cause dementia. It's proven that if you cut out a lot of animal products, that your risk of dementia goes down. I work with people who have dementia and people with mental health issues, and I know this stuff. I've talked to doctors. There's the doctor who has created Evolution pet food, animal food online, and he's done a lot of research with, he's treated humans and he's noticed the correlation.
Yeah, people are going to freak out about the pet food, I know already. They're going to freak out. But someone said I prefer a balanced diet, humane raised meat or something, and veggies, and there's nothing stopping you from eating a balanced diet, just plants. You just have to make sure you're getting your nutrients in, right? So, I don't know what that means. You can still eat a balanced diet eating just plants, and there's no way to... How do you humanely farm and use someone else when you don't need to? How do you use somebody else's body and strip their bodily autonomy away from them so you can consume them or use them? Because, that's benevolent. Benevolent means to be... No. Humane. The definition of humane, I think, is like to show compassion or benevolence. And how is farming someone, essentially enslaving them and taking their life from them, using them as a resource and an object for your own benefit? How is that treating them compassionately or benevolent? I can't freaking say that word. But
Benevolent.
Benevolent. I don't know. I can't say
Benevolent, I think. I don't know. Tongue twister type of word.
Wrong. Okay, go ahead and prove me wrong.
Yeah,
then.
it's okay.
You're very outraged, and I'd love to see some evidence. Maybe take a breather and come back with some evidence if there even is any.
What's going on YouTube here?
Sorry, I keep I'm like, I should give you a chance. I'm like, really
it's okay, that's why I'll just interrupt you.
Someone said, why should we be vegan? And why should we, it's eventually the same question as why should we respect others?
Yeah.
Why should we not treat someone unfairly based on arbitrary traits like race, gender, sexuality, all these things? It's we don't need to discriminate against someone based off the body they're born into or how they're born. Just about showing basic decency, and we have other options. We don't need to exploit and harm animals in 2026. Some people around the world are in situations, sure, but the majority of us, especially in Western countries, we have access to phones, and we're talking right now, we have access to other means, so we don't need to do this to them. And a lot of times why in these countries some people don't have access to plant-based foods and whatnot is a lot of times because the majority of the crops grown there are grown to feed the animals that we farm anyway. So those crops are being taken away for people to eat because they're going towards the animals, when we could just grow those crops for humans and just cut out the farming of animals, and we'd be able to feed, the entire population, I'm pretty sure, right? I don't know all the science, but we'd be able to feed a lot more people. World hunger, wouldn't be as big of an issue if we adopted a plant-based diet. So if even be an issue. So
okay, let's see. I'm looking. There's a debate about religion and God telling us to use animals on the YouTube right now, and thank you, Daniel, for addressing that. And we're supposed to be stewards of the animals. That means that we protect them. It's been very twisted. So Daniel Broccoli has a lot of great information about that. Vegan Heretic is on our YouTube, our TikTok right now, watching, but Vegan Heretic has a channel as well. You can educate yourself more about that. But when it comes down to it, the proof that we have is that the animals suffer. We can see that. We have proof of that. But the Bible, we don't have a lot of proof, and it's open to a lot of interpretation. But when we know that someone is suffering, that is proof enough not to do something. So we have to consider that.
Also, someone said, I respect your choice to eat veggies. Respect my choice to eat meat. Okay, first off, vegans don't just eat veggies. I want to make that clear. I don't know why people think we just eat vegetables. Bread, pasta, beans, rice, tofu, chickpeas. We eat tons of stuff. But besides that, I don't respect your choice because your choice involves exploiting someone else to death.
Yep.
So, no, I don't respect that. Why would I respect that when you have another option? That'd be like, I don't respect someone who's going to choose, or I don't respect someone else's personal choice when there's a victim involved.
I wouldn't respect someone who has a racist attitude. I wouldn't respect someone who's sexist, classist, or a bigot of some kind. So why would we respect people who exploit animals and don't acknowledge, their consciousness? So
my body, my choice. Okay, what about the animal's choice? You're saying my body, my choice, but you're actively taking away their choice, and you're saying your body is mine. So you're being a bit hypocritical, don't you think? I mean, you're saying my body, my choice, respect that, but your body, my choice. I'm going to take away everything from you and take away your bodily autonomy, your free will, your entire existence is to be a slave to me so I can consume your flesh or secretions.
Yeah.
Sorry if that's a little harsh, sorry it's a little blunt, but it's the truth. And, why would you want to do that to someone else if you don't need to? Especially someone that can suffer, and we don't give these animals enough credit. They understand what's going on. If you've seen any of these videos, they don't want to go into the slaughterhouses. They understand something bad's about to happen. They can hear the screams. They can see the blood. They can smell the blood. They're afraid. They're shaking. Just like any of us would be if the government tomorrow decided to farm humans. It would be horrible. It would be disgusting. And yet we do it to animals every single day, every second of every single day. It's a constant system. Just constantly going because we think we have the right to abuse and exploit other beings simply for unnecessary reasons.
Yeah. And I don't know if people know this, but some of you may know, but animals, like farm animals, they have like heightened or super senses, so they can smell blood and fear from like miles away from them. They can hear things more. They can sense things more. So they know exactly what's happening when they're on their way to the slaughterhouse before they even get there, because they can smell the fear. I mean, there's even videos of like the animals shaking and like losing their bodily functions because they're so frightened and scared. They know that what's happening isn't right and isn't good. So they're very conscious. They just aren't giving enough credit, And as far as the person on TikTok who said, my body, my choice, that sounds like a feminist thing. And if you're a feminist, you need to be vegan. Cows are mammals like us. They go through 9 months of pregnancy like us in order to produce milk. Some people don't even know that cows need to be pregnant to produce milk. They think it just kind of like happens automatically, and it doesn't. So, I encourage you just to do a little bit more research on that and understand that, there's been 2 declarations of consciousness, the New York Declaration of Consciousness and the Cambridge Declaration of Consciousness, that has proven that animals are sentient. So they understand what's going on.
Rebecca hit the nail on the head. There was also someone said something, but
sorry, I kind of went on a tangent.
You're good. I mean, I'm rambling too.
Oh no, like a word dump there.
Oh, here we go.
Word dump.
Someone said something about animals can't participate in social contracts, and I never understood this argument because, again, we have cognitively impaired humans who can't participate in social contracts. We have companion animals who couldn't participate in social contracts. Would it be then justified to farm and enslave them and eat them or use their skin for a jacket? Like, obviously not. That's horrible. We shouldn't do that. So using that excuse for these other animals, but then it being wrong for these other instances, how does that make any sense?
Give them out if people want to come on camera. I already told everyone about them.
Anna brought wonderful break-free candy.
Yeah, I'll take one.
I don't really have any pockets, but I'll just take one.
There you go.
So,
There's more in here.
Yeah, we were originally thinking about giving them out to only fair people.
So far, no one has taken any. For one mom with a kid.
But I think that people would be upset when they don't earn the candy, because I think they would maybe be upset when we tell them they're not being fair to animals. So, so we're gonna eat the candy for ourselves.
We just do them. Someone said we just do them a favor by killing them. Surviving in nature is brutal. Well, first of all, we're the one. They wouldn't even be here because the animals we farm are selectively bred. We're the ones producing them, controlling their breeding cycles, and all that. I mean, we're the ones who continue to bring them into existence and control that. So, I mean, first of all, these animals wouldn't even be in this situation if it weren't for us continuing to breed them. And no, we're not. I mean, animals that survive in nature, if we were to go up to them, do you think if I went up to an animal in nature and we could communicate with them and I said, oh, nature's pretty brutal, would you prefer me just to kill you now? Or do you want to continue living even though there's the possibility that you may die by another animal or whatnot, or be preyed upon? And yes, you could die in a brutal way. There's that possibility. Or would you rather just me kill you, end your life now, even though you have the potential to keep living for many, many years? Who knows? Why? I think I'd imagine they would say, no, I want to continue living, even if there's that possibility of potentially dying later down the line. Why? What is the point of prematurely killing someone? And again, these animals exist because we breed them, and also we don't need to breed them. And these animals, if we stop breeding them, obviously the population sizes would go down, but we could bring a lot of these animals to sanctuaries and take care of them and give them the best life without exploiting them. Because I know that people like to say, oh, we give them the best life and then kill them. We can just give them the best life without killing them and exploiting them. So I mean, that sounds more preferable than being in nature and also being brought into existence and just dying or being killed. And obviously, we shouldn't keep bringing these animals into existence. That's all I'm saying. But just the argument doesn't work. Sorry, I tend to, when I respond, I tend to kind of go on a ramble, and sometimes I kind of go on a tangent a little bit.
So I wanted to tell people about the developments. I don't know if some people who are more local might be aware of this, but OSHU, it's a medical center in the Portland area, and basically they've been doing a lot of testing. There's a primate lab, and recently, with pressure, they're going to begin to phase out the animal testing, and the plan is to turn that area into a sanctuary for the remaining primates, which is great news.
They are doing that?
Yep. Yeah. That's been discussed in court, and it's finally happening. So, because we know, especially, I mean, all these animals are our kin. So, I saw that, which there was a primate that I saw online the other day, and I wish I could remember what kind of primate they were now, but they were sitting there and they looked like a human being, except for they had like a different face. But their arms and their legs looked just like human. And, that can help some people empathize with other animals. But, technically and ultimately, I meant to say is that even if someone doesn't look like us, doesn't mean they're not sentient or that they don't matter, because fish are often the ones that are really excluded, and they go through a lot of pain.
Yeah. We farm and kill fish or unalive. I'm sorry, I keep saying that word. I don't know if that'll be bad for TikTok, but by the trillions. And think about that, trillions of fish who are sentient, who can have a subjective experience and feel pain. Trillions of them every single year die because we want to have a sushi roll or have smoked salmon, or I don't know, all these other meals that we can also still have just with plants instead of innocent fish. We don't need to cause them harm, so we should just leave them alone. Despite what they do, I know people are gonna say, they're not innocent, fish eat other fish, blah 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 blah, but who cares? We should just leave them alone, and we don't. It's a very simple concept. If we don't need to exploit and harm unnecessarily, then we shouldn't. I think the majority of us get that, but for some reason, when it comes to animals, specifically the ones we farm and use, we're still stuck in that mindset of, but it's different because X, Y, and Z. They're an animal and they're not as intelligent as us, or this and that, or they. When it's all these excuses just don't hold up, and especially if you are to apply to humans who aren't as intelligent or have different traits, maybe it's not a justification. It's wrong, and it should be abolished. So we should move forward and look to the horizon. Is that the saying? As it goes, for a more positive and compassionate future.
Yeah. If you're against violence and you want a more peaceful world, then you really need to look into veganism. I think there's a lot of out of sight, out of mind going on with people too, that they don't see the animals suffering, and they just see a pair of shoes, or they just see a sandwich or something. And so they don't equate that, or they don't even give it a second thought. And, if more people were exposed to that, then they might think about it. But people have the tendency to look away. I don't want to look at that. I don't want to see that. It's terrible. And that right there should be an indicator that you need to pay attention to it, that your body, your brain is telling you, there's something wrong. So there's a lot of cognitive dissonance going on. So people ultimately know that there's something wrong with what they're doing, but they deny it and they justify it somehow. They get defensive. So, let's see.
Someone said violence. Sorry, I was talking.
That's okay.
Someone said, I saw a comment that said violence is the nature of the world. First of all, should we follow just what nature does? We do a lot of things that nature, I guess, didn't intend, or that are unnatural. Nature didn't intend for us to use toilets, or probably wipe our asses, or shower, or do and we all do that. We'd agree that we should do that to be hygienic. I don't think nature intended us to brush our teeth. So looking to nature as an excuse to justify violence is not a good excuse because there's a lot of unnatural things that we do. And just because something is not like the nature of the world doesn't mean we should continue doing it. Violence is in our nature, technically. We're a very violent species, but doesn't mean we should continue to be violent.
Well, it was originally used for self-defense, right? You know, like in the caveman days, you know, people would defend themselves. I mean, it's okay to defend yourself if another animal or another human is threatening you, of course, go ahead, you know, defend yourself. If you have to, get violent with them, you know? But we're talking about using violence that is unnecessary when we keep using animals against, you know, their will. So violence is not always justified, and it was just used as a defense mechanism. And as far as in the old days too, they didn't have all kinds of grocery stores and options. So, you know, I'm not trying to say, hey, we've always been doing this, so keep doing it, you know, when using animals, because that doesn't fly, obviously. So.
Someone said, what do you guys think of indigenous people who hunt as a 1,000-year-old cultural tradition? So if there's indigenous people, let's say, in a situation where they, like we always say, have no access to anything else than other to hunt, then sure, that can be justified because like they're doing what they're doing out of survival. They have no other option.
Yep.
But just because someone's indigenous or just because it's part of someone's culture doesn't necessarily justify doing or committing violence. Like if someone's indigenous but they have access to other means, then no, that doesn't justify exploiting and harming an innocent animal because they have access to other means. And any culture, I mean, there's culture doesn't dictate morality. Just because something's cultural doesn't mean it's okay to do. I'm not saying you shouldn't celebrate your culture, or, you know, but you can do it in ways that aren't exploitative and harmful to other animals.
Do you want to do an interview?
Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah, sure. Let me put my coffee down.
So I'll just have you stand in that little pink box there, and she'll line me up for the shot. I kind of
Hi,
you're Rebecca?
Yeah, I'm Rebecca. What's your name?
My name is Will.
Will, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So we were speaking with Anna. Where were you at in the conversation?
She just asked me if something distracted us, and we were talking about that. A leaf tickled my neck. I thought it was a bug.
Oh boy, yeah. So, do you think that it's okay for the more powerful to oppress different individuals or weaker beings?
No, I don't think oppression's good in any way.
No.
In any way.
Yeah, we agree on that. So that's kind of like a no-brainer. What do you think about when it comes to like different species, like animals that we use for food, clothing, you know, items, objects, and we use them for medicine, entertainment, science? What do you think about using animals?
Well, that's a tricky one.
Okay.
Because I've gone back and forth on that. I could see where I guess I put a higher priority on the lives of humans, and in some circumstances it's okay to use animals. And it's like, it seems kind of harsh, but not with thought. It has to have thought and careful consideration, and it has to be carried out humanely, if there's such a thing as killing someone humanely.
Well, yeah, what would those circumstances be that would justify killing a being that doesn't want to die?
That would justify killing them? Yeah, that's a tough one. I think just the severity of the threat to the human
Self-defense,
species.
right? Maybe?
I guess that's a form of self-defense, yeah. Just the severity of how badly humans are doing. But it just seems kind of callous just saying it's okay at the expense of some other species. So I'm kind of like arguing with myself.
You sound, so, sorry, I had something on my lip. What's your relationship with animals personally? Other animals, I should say, because we're animals too.
I don't really have a relationship with any animals. I'm a member of the zoo, the Oregon Zoo, and I love animals. And but they aren't a part of my life on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Like I don't have a pet.
So when you see them at the zoo, what do you think about? Do you think that they, if you were to put yourself in their place, do you think that they're happy being there?
I'm always sad when I go to the zoo.
Okay.
It always saddens me.
Oh, so why do you keep your membership?
Because I support what the zoo does in terms of helping endangered species.
Okay.
Even though they may be contributing to their dangerous situation. But I know that I'm not real sure about the Oregon Zoo. I know the San Diego Zoo does a lot to help the species, different animal species survive.
Do you think there's other ways that we could do that without having them in a zoo situation?
Probably.
Like maybe sanctuaries or things where
yeah,
they're more
and you know
free?
I'm from San Diego, that's why I use it as an example, but their zoo is amazing.
I've been there, but it's been a while since I've been there. Like, I don't know, probably 20 plus years. So.
It's wonderful. But they have like, I guess they call it the safari park now, but they're bigger and they're more open for the animals and they're not quite as confining. Technically, they are confined to that grounds, but it's a little bit more humane. But yeah, it's a tough one to be able to get the benefit of both worlds.
I'm glad that you think about this stuff, though. It shows that you're really conscientious and that you can empathize kind of with, it seems like you can empathize with animals a little.
Yeah, I'd say empathy is one of my strong points, almost to my detriment sometimes.
Okay. So what about, I'm also very empathetic, so I can relate to you. So what about, do you consume animals? Do you eat animals?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I eat them.
Yeah.
I admit it.
Do you think that you would ever be open to switching to like a vegan lifestyle where you don't use animals for food?
I could never envision myself doing that. Not out of, I don't know why I feel so strongly and certain about that, but I just like a certain flesh material that I love
So it's
eating.
like a sensory thing, like you enjoy the taste or...
That's probably it, and the nutritional aspects of it. And I know there's other ways to get nutrition, that kind of nutrition, but it's a combination of it.
Okay. What if I told you that there were studies done, research studies done that showed that, we can get all the nutrients and vitamins, nutrition that we need just from a plant-based diet.
Right.
And also feel satisfied, sensory too. Like there's not study on that, but that from experience.
No, I know where you're coming from.
I've been vegan for 6 years, and I remember before I was vegan, I would have never thought, hey, I'm going to be vegan in a few years here, and I'm never going to eat animals because I used to like.
Lo and behold,
I didn't become vegan because I didn't enjoy the taste of things. You know what I mean? So. Do you think that if I gave you some more information on that, would you be willing to look into it?
Not really. I
No?
don't think at this point in my life I'm pretty much sold on, a carnivorous diet.
So,
Meat eating.
So do you think that you said that you're empathetic? Do you think that the animals that are bred into the slaughterhouses and even in small farms, do you think that they want to live that life?
It's hard to put, the human mindset into an animal, and I think it's actually kind of dangerous to think that they might think and feel the way that we do, because we don't really know that for sure, and you can't say.
Well,
but I mean, I do still think it's, from an empathetic standpoint, I don't think it's kind or nice or supportive to keep them. The farms are horrible, the big corporate
the slaughterhouses, animal agriculture.
Yeah, that is just, it's an ugly element of it. And I'm sorry to say, but I just ignore it. I just don't think about it.
Yeah, so a lot of people do. All right, so you're not the only one. When there's unpleasant things, we look away. It's our nature to look away and try and not think about it, But it doesn't go away when it doesn't go away when we ignore things. It's kind of like having a broken arm, right? You got to go to a doctor, or your arm's going to remain broken.
You can't
basically,
ignore it
or it's going to
forever.
grow wrong. So did you know about the New York and the Cambridge Declaration of Consciousness? Have you ever heard about that?
Then what was it about New York?
New York and Cambridge Declaration of Consciousness.
No, I don't think I've heard about that.
Okay. So
I have a guess about what it's going to be.
well, I'm going to tell you. So you're being a great conversationalist. So basically, there was a whole bunch of research studies done before this was proclaimed. And basically what it came down to, what they discovered, was that animals are sentient. So they're like us. They feel pain. They feel happiness. They have their own relationships, their own social circles, their own goals, even if they're not the same goals as us. They have things that they want to do, They have things that they value. It's proven that they have empathy towards their babies. So they do have an experience. And so that's why I think that it is our moral and ethical responsibility as human beings to, acknowledge that and know that they suffer. So, and why we can put ourselves into their hooves or their toes, because they're conscious. They know what's happening to them. They suffer.
They can suffer.
They do suffer.
But I don't know about, it's a broad category to say that all animals are suffering.
Well, the ones that are in captivity and being used are suffering.
Yeah, that makes sense. But not all of them. It just sounded like you said all animals are suffering.
Well, no, the ones that aren't being...
You're referring to captive and bred animals.
Yeah.
That are on a slaughterhouse and being lined up like...
I'm talking about that. I'm talking about science labs. I'm talking about entertainment like circuses.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of ugly ways animals are used, but I imagine it's not pleasant to think that those types of animals are having to experience what you're describing. It's not pleasant.
So what do we do about it?
Well, just be glad that there's vegans.
What about you? Where's your responsibility in all of this?
I'm not going to really take a lot of responsibility in it. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. I don't think, I'm not sure how much of an impact I could have. I imagine everybody makes a difference and, probably could help to some extent. But
think about this. If you were an animal that was being used for your body, your secretions, your milk, whatever you're being used for, and you're going to be slaughtered or entertainment or whatever, and you heard somebody say, I don't know what kind of difference I would make by not stop promoting this behavior upon them. How would you feel?
You'd want them to not think that way and don't forget about me.
Exactly. Yeah. I can tell you have a heart. And, you know that when you feel something that doesn't feel right, you don't want to see it. You look away, but...
Can't deny your heart.
Is it fair to do that to the one that's suffering,
Fair is a tough question. So I don't think I can really answer that.
Okay.
I mean, to an extent, it could be unfair. But overall, whether it's fair or not, in a broader sense, I don't know.
Okay. Would you want to be treated as how they're treated?
Oh, no.
Okay.
No.
So I've been vegan for 6 years, and I save 100 to 300 animals per year by not eating them, by using them for any type of product. So to me, just one person, I make that kind of difference. And we live in a capitalistic society, so we know what that does. It's a demand and supply. And so now we see more plant-based markets opening up. And even then, I don't eat a lot of that processed. Sometimes I eat some of the processed plant-based foods.
Right.
But the vegan population is growing. So to me, it's kind of like you can either be a part of the solution or you can continue to be part of the problem that promotes suffering and violence in the world. So it's kind of something to think about.
How about if I ask you a question? Can I turn it around?
Yeah. What's up?
Well, when I read the signage, I didn't know anything about what the discussion was going to be like. And, I'm open to talk about stuff, and, it doesn't matter. In the back of my mind, I'm thinking most likely there is a reason why you're doing it.
Yeah.
So, do you think that it's better or it doesn't matter that you don't let the interviewee know what your main reason for conducting the interview is for?
Well, tell me, would you rather have known what you were walking into?
Well, but then you want to just catch me off guard and have a surprise.
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
I think that this has touched a nerve, and I apologize. I didn't mean to. That's the last thing I wanted, but I'm out here to advocate for the animals. And so to me, if it touches a nerve, that means that it's sparking up some emotion in you.
No,
Perhaps.
actually, the nerve that it triggers is just your process.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's like, I can say I got to go, can't talk.
Yeah.
I'm leaving.
You
I could do that.
could disengage.
I cannot do it.
Yeah.
But I just think your approach is not, and here we go with the fair word again, it's not entirely fair. And if you could just say why, or do you mind if we talk about animal treatment, or if we talk about veganism, or if you could just, I know you don't want to do that because you're afraid I'll turn around and walk away.
Well,
but I
because
don't think it's fair.
you already look away when you see any type of information about animals being used. So I am forced to come out here in public and do this. Well,
I don't agree with you.
Okay, well, would you like to end the interview right now?
No, well, yeah, we might as well because my legs are killing me.
Okay, do you want one of our cards?
No, that's okay.
Okay.
I have a newly diagnosed condition that creates constant dizziness.
I'm sorry.
It's called PPPD.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, and it is what it is, but it's kind of like some kind of weird thing with my brain, and it's
I'm sorry.
processing sensory data, vision and hearing, and then the proprioceptors in my muscles. So my muscles are giving out.
Sorry, do you want a sample of our vegan candy bars that we have?
That's okay. I've had vegan food before.
Right.
I have eaten at vegan restaurants, and I love them.
Okay, well, I just wanted to give you something for free because you were so nice for having a conversation with me.
Oh,
Thank you.
Nice of you
and I
too.
appreciate your feedback.
Yeah, you're
I'll
welcome.
consider it.
Okay, thank you.
All right, take care.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, bye. Let's see.
I need to get.
Well, that was interesting. I'm not going to talk about that.
Yes, how was it?
I'm not going to talk
Okay,
about
sounds good. Do we want to say goodbye? Yes, I know, right? You brought us right to the finish line. Cool. Yes. Okay, guys, I'm going to squat down here and everyone fill in behind me as I fall over. All right. Thank you all for being here. Anti-Animal Use. I'm Vegan Stoner Lady. You can find me on all platforms. Please follow Anti-Animal Use. We're going to be doing this every other week. We'll be in different locations, so you'll see different people that we're interviewing. Really appreciate you being here. Please like, share, subscribe, all those beautiful things. And I'm going to pass the mic and follow all these beautiful vegans. Thank you.
Hey. Thanks for just listening to that interview. It was kind of wild, but anyways.
Well, now I'm excited.
It's good to
look
be
at
back.
it.
Oh, don't be so excited. It's not very exciting. So it's just good to be back here. I had to take a little time, and feels good to be back. And I appreciate everybody watching today and being vegan. And if you're not vegan, just being open to it, please. So appreciate you. Thank you.
I'm Nick, aka Grass-Fed Human, and yeah, I mean, you can go ahead and follow me on Instagram and TikTok if you're interested. But also, thanks to all the vegans in the chat today. Thank you for obviously being vegan and defending animals or just not paying for them to be needlessly exploited. And also, thanks for anyone who came in and like maybe isn't vegan and is just maybe curious and just at least willing to like maybe hear the message instead of coming in and getting their fifis hurt and freaking out. So appreciate anybody who's at least open to the message and willing to research more and just look into it. And thanks for being here, and hopefully we'll have some vegans in the making. And
Hello, thank you all for being here. My name is Luke. For those who aren't vegan in the chat, please watch Dominion. It shows what actually happens to the animals who we exploit. And go vegan. Thank you, everybody.
Right on. Perfect. All right. And with that, we're going to call it a day. Thank you guys for all being here, and you have a great vegan day.